machine is ready for the computerized system that runs it. This system includes the control panel. He installs it in the center of the machine just above the battery. He then runs the hose from the conditioning tank over to the applicator and connects it.
Why somebody jump? I don't know who it be. Why somebody jump on?
Another employee unwinds fabric from one roller and attaches the end to the next. This is part of the cleaning system. The cloth will scrub the bowling lane after the robot sprays the cleaning solution onto it. The suction squeegee will vacuum up dirt and leftover cleaner and deposit them in this recovery tank. He then plugs the wiring harness into the computer at the back of the control panel. It's time for a dry run. With no cleaner or conditioner in the system yet,
yo, you know what I found out?
The robot and puts it through
yo, I fucking hard.
He confirms that every part is in good working order.
Fucking electric.
He adds cleaning solution to the tank, and it's time to
prepare
the lane conditioners.
Electric magnetic field around us or shit like that. Yeah, you can push it into fucking existence.
There are 9 different recipes with up to 16 ingredients.
He's talking about that shit. He's thinking about it. That shit gonna pop up.
They measure the
$1 million.
How the conditioner flows on the lane. And they evaluate the surface tension. That's his ability to bond to the lane. With the conditioners approved, it's time to test the robot in special quality control lanes. During 50 trips down the lanes, a technician evaluates the robot's performance.
Yeah, man. But you keep pushing the wrist and let you know you start seeing that shit clearer and clearer.
He also scrutinizes the cleaning and conditioning job. Satisfied that the conditioning robot works well on its own, he approves it for shipping. This bowling lane conditioner should be a real game changer and ensure that the path to victory is a well-oiled one.
That's fire. Yo, you know what else I think? Because of the mind like yours, see? Yeah, we're gonna have like a deal with like Amazon or some shit. How you like to like, this is how you are. But we're gonna have to have a deal like Amazon. So that's how you operate. So you can fluctuate comfortably. Because it seems like that's your comfortability is going, you know what I'm saying? Like that's your comfortability. Yeah, that's how you get comfortable. Come here, Oreo. Come here. Oreo.
A crematory is
come here, Oreo. Come here.
Cremate bodies swiftly and safely. Even though the cremated remains are commonly referred to as ashes, they're actually bone fragments. The family may choose to inter them, preserve them in an urn, or scatter them in a meaningful place. This crematory has 3
smoke that shit. Put outside the refrigerator.
Chamber, large enough to accommodate a casket. Inside, flames from the gas burner engulf the deceased. The burning body releases fluids and gases, which flow to a secondary chamber in the back, where another burner incinerates them. The crematory frame is made of ultra-strong
baby outside
because the structure moves expansion and contraction. As the chamber heats up to more than 1800 degrees Fahrenheit during cremation, then cools down afterwards. Once workers have cut steel tubes at the lengths required, they place the pieces in ensuring the tubes are flush. Workers place them to the jig.
You called me some shit yesterday, so I forgot what you said. But you had me going. I was crazy or some shit. I don't know. You always be catching me with this shit. You going crazy.
Multiple sections of the frame.
I don't know, but I don't know. You said something yesterday, and I just started talking.
Next, thick sheets of steel for the crematory's floor and walls. Workers plant the sheets in position, then fuse them to the frame with just over 5-inch long welds on the outside and full-length welds along the inside seams to completely seal the unit. They weld steel air lines for oxygenating the fire in the chambers. Now, workers begin insulating the chambers to shield the steel structure from the intense heat. First, they apply adhesive-backed steel pins to the steel walls. And the fixed insulation boards made of heat-resistant ceramic fibers.
Oh, this gives me peace too.
They secure the boards to the pins.
Yeah, and I will. Oh yeah, I would learn shit and do it.
Workers now have a second layer of insulation.
Yeah, I would learn this. Whatever this is, I would learn it and do it. Matter of fact, you know that.
Making them even more heat resistant than the first layer.
She say?
What? Come here, Oreo.
After insulating the top of the machine the same way, they install an exhaust chimney above the secondary chamber. Then a motorized fan that blows air through a low shaft. The shaft functions as an air supply highway with exit pipes going to the air lines and to the gas burners in the chambers.
She's gonna really be back soon.
Workers apply 2 coats of high-temperature paint to the machine's steel exterior. And then it's time to line the chambers with a third and final layer of insulation. This insulation material is refractory brick. The term refractory means heat resistant. The bricks are made of a ceramic material called aluminum silica and can withstand temperatures as high as 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The intense heat of the cremation process, which can take 1 to 2 hours, depending on the weight of the body. They protect the machine's steel structure so that it doesn't degrade or weaken. Once the mortar dries,
I can build that
pour
shit.
the floor and ceiling.
I can build
Then
anything.
hang the machine's steel door, which operates on a hydraulically powered chain and sprocket. The door is lined with
If I could change my screen on my fucking iPhone, I
which,
could do
unlike
that.
the chamber brick, reflects rather than absorbs heat.
Chemical you could put on about
This
it.
prevents the door from
Burn
getting
it to
too
make
hot to
all the
handle.
flesh come off.
That's it.
The final step is to wire the chamber heat sensors and other electronics to the electrical
I
pack.
thought I
The
was
cremation is automated. The machines have HMI
Yo,
which enable the operator to run the combustion.
Yo, we on live too. Yo, we on live too. We on live.
Oh, so they ain't talking about nobody.
Other machines have
Yeah,
which
I just realized shit.
and regulates the process
Yeah,
from start to finish.
Yeah.
The crematory incinerates all but 5% of the body.
Yeah.
What remains are
I'm
long
going to
fragments
be a mortician. What they call
and
it?
returned in a container to the
I think
factory.
it's a mortician, I believe it is. Not too sure. Yeah, I just want to know what chemical take all the flesh off.
Just lay a nigga down and smash him with their elections.
Computer game systems may be the rage, but kids still
Yeah,
love to
people
play
was on live.
some
I thought I was
outside in the fresh air
I ain't
on a playset. And today's playsets are quite often elaborate
like
with
it.
a slew of apparatuses that provide
I didn't see you. Oh, yeah.
many game control
Let's get
devices.
started. You smoking? You finished?
Many playsets are modular systems, which let you choose the components and configuration. This set combines forks, ladders, monkey bars, a climbing wall, swings, rope, and a slide. The wood is redwood,
You don't like
a
the burning
species that's safe for little
wood?
hands because it's splinter-free. It's also naturally weather resistant, so it doesn't need to be treated with chemicals to prevent rotting. Workers first cut out any knots and defects. Then they saw the wood to the lengths required for different parts.
Yeah.
They move several of the same part onto a computer-guided router. These are the sides for several ladder kits. The router cuts slots for the ladder's wooden steps
Oh, that shit is
and
ill.
drills holes for the bolts that attach the ladders to their respective playset.
Go to the treehouse shit.
Workers manually sand every piece of wood that goes
Look at
into
that
a
treehouse
playset
shit.
so that the entire surface is smooth for little hands and
Get a
knees.
remote.
When pieces need to be shaped a certain way, workers run them through this machine. It's called a wood molder. Inside, it has 4 spindles with rotary knives that trim the wood on all sides to to specific preset dimensions and shape.
What's poppin'?
A wood mower can make relatively
Lady
complex
outside.
cuts to make decorative ground moldings. However, for these playsets, the molder primarily curves edges and shapes adjoining components
Shit is
to fit
crazy.
together like puzzle pieces.
You are what you eat,
Looks like
people.
before and after it's put through the wood
All
mower
what you
for
eat.
sizing and around the corners. Several wood components.
I advise y'all to eat kale and avocado for
and
breakfast.
cut off machine. As the name implies,
I think I told y'all that
a
already.
set amount of wood on each end to standardize length and smooth the surface. The playset structure has angled braces in the corners for extra reinforcement. To make these braces, workers notch the wood pieces on this machine. Then they round the edges with a router and sand the surface. Once all the wood parts are shaped and sanded, workers put them on a conveyor belt, which varies from crew.
I saw the remote somewhere. I don't know where I saw that shit at though.
It saturates the part
Word, I remember seeing that shit.
base with a reddish stain, then suctions off the excess.
Word, I remember seeing that.
Workers staple an identification label on every part. Then they bundle together all the parts for the module. This is the ladder kit. And put them through a plastic banding machine to tie them together. The bander works by feeding a continuous plastic strap off a spool. When the operator steps on a foot pedal, the machine shoots the strap tightly around the bundle, then cuts and heat seals the ends. Sliding slides and climbing wall footings are made of molded polyethylene, a flexible and durable type of plastic. To assemble this baby swing, workers bend it to shape and clamp it in an assembly fixture. Then, one side at a time, they position the galvanized steel hardware and insert the rivets that will fasten it. They transfer this assembly to a place, then drive the rivets with an air-powered impact gun. The swing hangs on plastic-coated steel chains. This module is what they call the split ladder.
Oh, yo.
Chain ladder. Plastic-coated steel chips at the top and bottom. The galvanized steel chain ladder is coated with plastic to make it softer to the touch. They complete the unit with a wooden side rail. Then place the split ladder on a large vertical press.
They be outside.
Push the parts tightly together.
Yeah, there's real people that really be outside, y'all.
The unit will be further secured with bolts once assembled to the playset, along with a selection of
There's still
additional
people that still be outside.
sliding and swinging options for active low monkeys.
I ain't got no cook, but
Hey guys,
I'm only taking one shot, man. That's it. If that's what it do,
Mr. Blank, there's no need to be stressed. Geico makes it easy to buy all the way online, the app or over the phone.
nobody gets mad. I'm tripping. Right there, right next to you. That's it. Huh? Oh, you right, my bad. No, I don't want that. I don't want to marry. Thank you, big brother.
Oh, here, babe. Oh, my neck, man. You're trying to
Appreciate it.
Today on Northside wooden benches, tillage machines, telescopic gangways, and made pearls.
Yeah, this may sound crazy, but stretch and drink water, no homo.
Controlled use of fire by humans dates back
Yeah,
several
definitely.
100,000 years.
Like
But the
stretching
invention
people?
of matches is
Yeah,
fairly
but
recent.
that clip gonna go away. That shit gonna go away in a
The
couple days.
first known use of matches dates back to the 5th
You know,
century
shit
in
we
northern
can't
China,
turn.
and commercial
I
safety
always used
matches
to
were
get that
only
shit
invented
where
in
I
the early
couldn't
19th
turn.
century.
And I never got it on shoulder day. I always got it on some other day.
You just need to rub a match head against the striking strip on the matchbox to start a fire. Matches come in a variety of matchbox formats.
Oh, shot o'clock, my fault. Everybody
Oh,
A lighter paper roll feeds into a machine.
checked under there.
Oh, yeah, go get us a
Hot
seat
iron
real
to
quick.
reduce the moisture level to 5 or 6%.
Before I put it down.
An automatic paper roll match inner box machine like this one can produce up to 55,000 liners per hour through high-speed die cutting,
it fell behind there.
gluing, and forming. The speed of the process depends on the inner box's size and on the paper's density. The machine shoots out formed inner
You heard him,
boxes
shot o'clock.
at a dazzling rate of nearly 1,000 liners
Yeah,
per minute.
That's the nigga in the store just for crazy under your man, see?
The conveyor then drops the formed liners into storage bins.
Big low like
An
that.
automatic sorting machine files the boxes in single rows and arranges them upright on the conveyors, feeding the filling machine.
See,
In the meantime, a worker feeds pre-cut inserts to the outer box machine. High-speed die creasing and cutting tools
That was a bad
automatically
Asking
fold
me
the
if I was low
inserts.
life and all kind of shit just now.
that was a
As
bad
the
fucking
folded
throw,
liners
y'all.
run through the rollers, the machine forms and glues the
So they
box
say they
skins.
outside, y'all. That's what they say.
Low life niggas got
Each
a
insert
gap in the
has two
salute
striking
like wasn't Crips.
Yo,
In an industrial
Huh?
mixer,
Oreo.
You know those?
Oreo Lucky, I like him.
Low life niggas got a gap in the salute or something like wasn't Crips.
the worker adds hot water before he starts the mixer to dissolve
So
the
how you know if the
gelatin,
nigga low life?
which combines itself with the potassium
You got
powder.
all probably a whole
The
bunch
worker
of
then adds silica granules, which
You
act
know,
as a
Brooklyn
combustion
nigga, that's
controlling
hanging
agent.
around.
I asked him if he Brooklyn, if he
He
Brooklyn.
rinses the sides of the mixer with water as the compound
That's
mixture
some
reduces.
Brooklyn shit.
After about 40 minutes, when the mixture is liquid, the worker adds red coloring.
I wonder where they was getting all that. I always wondered where they was getting all
On a
that.
polo jacket that I most likely he probably
On
never
the
saw.
split production line,
Nigga,
the worker inspects a batch of splintered aspen wood
Yeah, that's some
and
Brooklyn
pregnant
shit.
it with ammonium phosphate to prevent afterglow. The splints run over perforated plates to shake off any residue.
Yeah, I like
or
it. That
waste.
jacket was fire. So you talk about shit you had
Then
yesterday,
there's a
right?
machine which automatically discards broken or undersized splints.
Oh yeah. That shit's fire
The
too.
splints now reach the match dipping line, where the perforated steel match bar runs down an endless chain.
Nah, but that shit you had on yesterday, that shit was fire.
The automatic feeder inserts over
Yeah, that
2
black
million
shit.
splits per hour into the sockets of the match
Oh
bar.
my, that hoodie.
No,
The
the
splits
black.
first
No, it wasn't
get
yesterday. The day before yesterday.
Oh, no, you talking about your black coat.
While
The
the
black
mixer
coat.
pulls the
the coat.
compound.
Coat.
The loaded
That shit
match bar
fire.
lowers the
That's my
splits to
shit.
dip their heads in. After 5 seconds, the match bar moves back up, and the head compound mixture flows down into the mixing bag to be
That's
ready
crazy. I
before
paid
another section of the match bar
180
moves
I
for
think
the
in.
that shit
vest.
would be a lot more in the
And
show, bro.
I paid 180
Just
for the
because
vest.
it's nasty to match
The
that shit. I
splits
didn't
keep
even know that
rolling
when I
down the match bar chain for drying. The chain moves up and down for about 1
I
hour,
know they had mad
giving
shit
the
to
match
match
head
like that.
compound time to dry slowly and
We
thoroughly.
go to all the shit we be seeing in Macy's, and we
Once the
think it
heads are
just be like
dry,
one low
the
piece.
finished matches
You
are
go in
ready
there
for
and find
packaging.
everything that matches to the shit.
But first, the filling machine routes the outer and inner matchbox liners onto
Yeah, I be
parallel
looking
conveyors.
at Macy's for the jacket, but you know what it is? Probably I don't be really. I go, but when I go, I really just go there to get some shit. But
I don't know what it is with Macy's and
come off the match
they
bar,
don't keep
and
getting
the
like
filling
that.
machine places them into the
I don't
inside
know why.
liner.
I go online. That's what it
The
is.
machine
I be
processes
online.
about 200 matches per
When I
second.
go to Macy's.
Oh, my head's better.
When I go to Macy's.
You go see shit. You go see
The
shit
machine is
online
calibrated
that
to
you
fill
don't
each
see in that
box
store.
with a set
And
amount
you
of
go see
matches.
shit
In the
that
stores you don't see online. That's what I was about to say. That's crazy. Thank you, big brother. Because I was thank you.
Remember the shit? Come on.
Yes, that's it. That's yep.
Small cartons,
I seen one
medium-sized
that
packages,
I
or
ain't
heavy
seen one that was that one yet.
but It takes just a single match to light your fire.
Like, I don't know, but that store right there, I'm bringing on my nigga.
Yeah, he'll shop it to you. I'm gonna shop on.
Whenever you want to go out,
The city's helpful.
I don't care what you want to get. If you want to get a pair of socks, they got some different ones nobody
We
got.
still need to see that. It is safe
That's my type of shit
to
too.
hospital when we need to.
He's like, I'll give you one piece out there. They got some different ones. That's my type of shit.
Continue to see your doctor.
We're going to ask you about them socks when we see them.
Please don't hesitate to seek care if you're having symptoms of COVID-19. If you need a doctor, call 311. And if you're having a medical emergency, call 911.
Yeah, I used to go everywhere.
Dear Jack Frost,
I'm on your
people
body.
say you've got ice in your
They
veins,
ask me what's your
but
Instagram.
underneath it all, you're just a big old softie. Go ahead, try it and nip on our toes. Thanks to our available Remote Connect, we'll be toasty and warm and ready to go. Not just Toyota cars.
Lease Corolla or Corolla Hybrid for $129 a month with Apple CarPlay Standard. Plus every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care on low-cost payments plan.
Nah, I see what you were doing though. You were doing that to me to see if they official like they really gonna pop what they say.
Introducing Go
You
Rewards,
gotta
Stop
keep
and
these
Shop's
times.
enhanced rewards program. You can earn points on just about everything you buy. To save even more on groceries or gas, go to stopandshop.com and start earning today. Only at Stop and Shop. This week at Stop and Shop, Nature's Promise seafood products are 20% off. And Cher's tomatoes are buy one, get one free. Plus, when you sign up for Go Rewards, you can earn points for even more savings at Stop and
I
Shop.
don't order shit. You wouldn't even told that nigga like, listen, I need this. And he got it. He said, that's what he told me every time I get in there. Boom. Whatever you want, bro. I don't care. We didn't see it. It's never exclusive.
A tillage
I get
machine
it.
is a large tractor-pulled implement which tills the soil.
I don't know what the fuck
Tillage
it is.
can refer to deeply plowing the soil after a harvest to break up clumps and remove plant remains. Or it can refer to a shallow turning of
Oh, yeah,
soil
we can't
to
get
prepare
it.
the
Order
field
it
for
from the
planting.
photo website, man.
This tillage machine is an agricultural multitasker. Its rotary disc blades churn the soil and chop up crop remnants.
City
The
outside.
arrow behind the blades
Now, you
makes
want
the
to know who
soil
this one person
and
is
the
all
rolling
the time.
baskets at the rear smooth and level. The
Oh,
machine can be fitted with
one
various
person.
blades designed for different
Looking
soil
ass,
conditions and crops. The first machine flattens the curve out
Say
of
the
a just
outside,
one
fellas.
sheet of steel.
What they say.
Then a press stamps the sheet with a die,
And ladies.
cutting out circular
Because when
blades.
they
each
really
4.5
wanna know who
feet in
you are,
diameter.
They can find you.
The steel is a proprietary formula
They
engineered to withstand
call
high
them.
abrasion and to be flexible enough not to chip when the blades hit rocks in the soil. After machining a sharp edge, they heat the blades and form them in a die, simultaneously quenching with water.
What they say.
This tempers the steel so that it holds the shape.
What's the other remote? There's two in here. What other one?
After cleaning, the blades go through a vat
I
of
never want to give up
water-based
no
paint,
info.
then a furnace to cure the paint. The paint coat is simply to make the blades look snazzy in the showroom. Once they actually hit the soil, it wears off, which is intended, as bare steel moves through the ground more effectively. Agricultural equipment plants like this one purchase the blades to install in the tillage machines they manufacture. This computer-guided plasma torch cuts the flat components of the machine's frame out of a thick steel sheet. Other parts are cut from steel tubes. Here, workers use a brake press to punch holes for assembly bolts.
I think it'd be just like this.
Once all the frame parts are ready, workers weld them together into frame sections.
Yeah, I just look. I had search over here already. You go.
These are welded cut tube part to a pair of plasma cut parts.
You go. Want some water?
Once each
Come on,
frame
let me get
section
you
is
some water.
welded,
Come on, bro. Get down.
where workers first sandblast the steel.
Go sit down. Get you some water. Come on, bro. Get you some water.
They spray on primer
That's
and
the best
paint
pressure I
and
ever
put the
had
frame
in
section
my
in an oven
life.
to simultaneously bake on both coats. Given that tillage machines work outdoors, the paint is designed to protect the steel from sunlight and corrosion. Next, they install hydraulic cylinders on the mainframe, attaching them with large bolts, secured by washer and cotter pin locking mechanisms. The cylinders, made of a steel that has anti-corrosion chemicals baked into it, Lift and fold the tillage machine before and after use. Workers pump hydraulic fluid through the cylinders to test them. They bolt the underframe section called the subframe to the front of the main frame.
What's wrong?
Then to the front of the subframe, they install a hitch. This is what connects the tillage machine to the
You gotta
tractor.
do the radio extension?
Not only does the hitch have to be exceptionally strong to withstand the
You
pull
gotta
of the
wait for
tractor,
me to
it must also be flexible
Alright.
because the tillage machine runs over bumpy terrain.
Hopefully that nigga don't bring the moves over like that. I'm like,
For the same reason,
Like,
the
like,
frame
like,
has two pivoting axles.
How much you
Workers
charge?
install
I don't know
two
what
wheels
how
with
much
tires on each
I
one.
keep,
These tires are 3 feet in diameter.
fucking change.
So the
The
light,
tires can be larger or smaller, depending on the overall size of the
Sometimes I don't
machine
get it right.
and where they're
Depends on
positioned
what
on.
it is. If you get right,
the light is coming on. It seems like the light is blowing out.
Workers
Yeah,
now mount the
and it's like
bracket to
getting
the
dim.
strut
That's
tanks
the
that have
the box that's connected to it. So like that's connected to the HID. That's what usually goes
Then they
bad.
install the harrow, and the
That's what
rolling
goes
basket is behind it.
So this is the ball. This is what the box is like doing.
These and
Might
many
be
other
both.
components
The
are
ball
made with
comes on,
certain steel
right? The
bolts
first one on,
plated with
stay
zinc
on, if
for
you're
corrosion
real bad.
resistance.
You got for a second though before you go off.
One last
It
time,
might be
workers
both.
hook up the tillage machine to a hydraulic fluid pump for testing.
No?
There are two hydraulic circuits, each activated by a lever.
That's the good ass one.
One folds or unfolds the machine, the other raises or lowers it.
When balls blow,
This tillage machine is
Go
an
out.
agricultural triple thread.
there's no more oil.
Blades to turn up the
I
ground,
thought it was turbo
arrow tines
because
to rake it,
that
and
shit
heavy
is
steel
more like
rolling
oil
baskets to level the farming field.
So like you know, a bubble. So the chicken nigga, the bubble's fine.
Oh, wow. My bulb is fine then. It comes on, it just
The bubble's
stays
fine.
out.
That's what I said. It's fine. The bubble's right. It just comes on. That box moves the energy. It's like the gas that goes in there. And it's probably that same one.
Yeah, that's fluid that's making the light look like that.
I've been in there for the last 10 years. Conversation.
The fuck?
Where you going?
That should be part of the inspection.
We're gonna leave for rapping over there. Well,
Huh?
yeah, it should be. Yeah, we got it.
Gangways bridge the gap between ship and shore to allow passengers or cargo to be loaded or unloaded. They're also known as gangplanks,
So guess what
harkening
though?
back to the
I
days
usually
when these
just found
bridges
it
were
right,
simple wood planks. Today, telescopic gangways extend and retract automatically.
Fucking up, man.
Telescopic gangways can extend their reach or shorten it, and change the angle too. They'll also fold up for compact storage on the ship. These are gangways that can adjust to different circumstances. Each model starts with a computer design, one that takes an engineer up to 800 hours to devise. Once all the details have been worked out, production begins. Using a crane with air clamps, they transfer an aluminum plate to a laser cutting station. The gangway design has been loaded into a computer that guides the tooling to cut out parts according to the plan. In this case, it cuts out a part that will be made into a frame for one of the gangway parts.
Ain't answer me no more.
I know he's mad. Look at the tie with his feet out.
Workers then serve
Is that
up
an
the
oxymoron? Yeah, I think that's
computerized brake
oxymoron.
press. The press bears down on the part to make 90-degree
You gotta
angle
be custom
bends.
when you're going, man.
This transforms the flat
Yeah,
metal
that's
into
fine.
frame.
That's funny.
Next, tools carve thicker aluminum into hinges for raising and lowering the gangway. A drill bores a hole in each hinge for the pin.
Yo, baby, just look like.
With another bit, the machine sculpts a countersink profile around the hole. They're now ready to assemble the hinges and other components to the plank
Some of them
framework.
got vermin stacks, man, weird though.
A worker positions a reinforcing bracket on the framework. He clamps the bracket to a hollow metal cube to keep it correctly aligned to the
Yeah, a
framework.
whole outfit like that.
He welds the bracket to the framework from the inside, and then assembles another bracket to the other side. He slides a metal subfloor into the top grooves of the gangway plank structure. This subfloor will support teakwood decking. He inserts flat bars between the framework and the subfloor to create space for the installation of the teeth. He welds the rails to the plank structure and then adds supports for wheels. The thick welds look a bit unsightly, so a worker grinds the seams smooth.
Like that, what you see in his past.
He also abrades the entire metal structure to give it a brush texture that paint will adhere to. Painting is an intensive process. They grind each gangway plank body 3 times, with sandings in between. They also give the planks 3 coats of paint. This particular gangway is being custom made for a
What's the online spot? Oh, yeah, actually saw it on Town Hall.
After assembling the teeth decking to the planks, a detail person sands.
That was in my next guess.
This ensures that the synthetic rubber caulking between the planks is flush to the wood. He caulks the space between the decking and the metal plank structure using more synthetic rubber. With a putty knife, he scrapes off the excess and forms a neat concave profile. After a 24-hour cure, he removes the tape that's protected the metal frame and wood decking during the caulking process. They're now ready to assemble the planks into a gangway. They move the upside-down planks into position and then drive thick pins into the hinges to attach one plank to the next. He then installs the hydraulic cylinder that powers the folding mechanism. He links it to the hinges with a long, thick pin. He equips one section of the gangway with telescoping hydraulics that allow the gangway to extend and retract. He runs the hoses for the hydraulic fluids through the gangway into the cylinder, and he installs locking valves to ensure the cylinder stays in position when the load is applied.
Oh, we got 2 people.
The gangway is now completely assembled. They secure one end in a thick concrete fixture to simulate the weight of the yacht it's been made for. This allows them to fully test the telescoping action and the load-bearing capacity. 7 months in the making, this gangway is now ready to go to any length to link ship to shore.
So who the second person? Oh, no, it wasn't me. It's somebody else. We got 2 people. Oh, no, okay. You could. It's on YouTube. This is YouTube.
A pearl forms when a foreign object enters the shell of a living mollusk.
Is this YouTube?
To protect its soft body from irritation, the animal coats the intruder with layers of iridescent nacre. Most pearls today are cultured pearls. They can be round, oval, or like made pearls, semi-spherical. Pearl cultivation started in 13th century China, when people realized they could put foreign objects inside mollusks to encourage nacre growth. It's the mollusk species and its own waters that determine the pearl shape and color. Fake pearls have an unnaturally smooth surface. Natural pearls are slightly gritty and very delicate. Even gentle rubbing can remove the precious nacre layer. Made pearls are flat-bottomed, semi-spherical cultured pearls. They grow attached to the inner shell of a pearl oyster when a foreign object is implanted in the shell. In the nursery, oysters start their lives as
yeah, we need the TV code.
When the larvae are big
Need
enough,
the remote
they
back.
can be released outside in the pearl culturing farm. The farm is actually a big raft structure that floats on the sea. Oyster larvae naturally attach themselves to natural or man-made structures, at which point they start growing their shell. This net acts as a trap for the developing oysters. Juveniles are moved to underwater cages, where they will grow for several months. The oyster on the right is about 6 months old. In another 6 months, it will be large enough to start growing a pearl, suspended with ropes underwater. To grow a pearl, each oyster must first receive a plastic nucleus. Workers use wedges and spatulas to keep the shells open as they work. They generally
Good,
move the
help you
animal
out.
to the side.
Hi, now I
Simple
know.
position for the nucleus implantation. The nucleus size depends on the size of the oyster. Following implantation, the oyster will start secreting nacre over the surface of the nucleus.
Yes.
Workers drill a hole in the oyster's hinge. This does not hurt the animal. They fasten each shell to a rope using stainless steel wire. Each rope holds between 3 and 5 oysters. They fasten those ropes to the rat structure.
I'm back. I'm coming back.
Oysters will spend at least another year underwater, feeding on plankton and growing the pearl.
I'm about to be like that.
Every 2 or 3 months, they remove the oysters from the water to
Like
clean them.
I'll be like that too. Nah, that's that juice. I'm telling you, they don't be here, Mr. Juice. I'm
So
telling
each
you, I know.
oyster becomes a micro
Yeah, when we smoke weed, we ain't like that.
Exactly.
These organisms could prevent the oyster shell from opening and closing freely, hampering its feeding.
Shit crazy.
I know.
That's what's changing, nigga.
They eliminate the thick crust of sea
Nigga,
moss,
into
worms,
zombie.
and other marine organisms. Once
Oh,
the
the juice
oysters
nigga, they can wake up, smoke, that shit put a nigga out, they wake up, go.
Using a thin barrier,
You know that shit.
she opens the oysters and removes the animals from their shells. Made pearls are most often used in certain rings.
I don't even know why I still keep smoking this shit, cause I done shook parole, but I'm just scared, you know,
Using a diamond saw,
try to be on some
cut the shell
bullshit
around the
again.
pearl.
My black power shit,
The nucleus will be
I ain't
removed
trying to do
and
no time
replaced
for
with a
no
mixture of
fucking black
resin to
power.
improve strength and luster.
Bullshit, federal
They use a grinding
fucking
machine
parole
to shape the
violation.
pearl. Then they polish it to enhance its
Yeah,
natural
watch
beauty.
out, man. Oh, that nigga's on parole.
Jewelers working with pearls arrange them according to size and quality. This artisan is creating a tiara for an international beauty pageant. She uses
I like the hat, too.
magnifying glass to control the quality of the various gemstones and pearls. For other jewelry pieces, they use spherical pearls, such as this South Sea pearl.
Shit, I'm starting to know you.
They insert a miniature screw in the
You on
hole.
federal too? Oh, you on
That
state?
screw is endowed with the proprietary
I'm on
double
state
lock
and
system,
federal.
which secures the pearl in its setting.
They're all gun charges though. I'm not
The
John
pearl
Gotti
farmers
or
have been growing pearls
I
for
was
3
buying drugs with $1
generations.
million and no shit like that.
Today,
Yeah. I
they
just
farm
had
3
regular
species
gun
of
charges.
oysters and produce a
Because
total
matter of fact, my
of
shit was a
about
regular state case
25,000
and the
pearls
feds
every
took me
year.
when I was going to my first court.
Even though
My first
cultural
court
pearls
case, yeah,
require human intervention,
they took me.
they are all
Marshals
real
came and
pearls.
surrounded me.
Their color, luster, and shape may vary slightly. But
So
each
now
pearl
all of a
is
sudden,
unique
when I
and
tell these on the
naturally
feds, it made me
beautiful.
feel like I'm somebody. I like, you know, like I'm saying like I'm somebody else. I'm not that person. Yeah, no, nigga, shit. Yes, that new trigger lock law in the Bronx, and I believe they got it in Brooklyn now. Brooklyn and Bronx. Trigger lock law. So they need bodies. They run their feds run out of bodies. There ain't a lot of kingpins running around like how it was before.
He makes us feel like we're worth protecting. Why didn't you tell us about these savings?
And a lot of mortgage loan companies or a lot of mortgages, they back them by the industrial prison complex, like it's backed by the labor of the inmates. So basically, when you sign a mortgage, they're saying to you
How it's made.
your shit is insured by,
Oils.
yeah, if you don't pay, you ain't got worry. The prison, the inmate's gonna cover it. It's like insurance. The insurance is a prison complex, yes. So that's why it's a direct correlation behind prison and Western.
Being eaten alive by mosquitoes is no picnic. Well, except to the mosquitoes. Not only are the
Prison
bugs
and
just one bite
big
from
business and people getting locked up. That's why big businesses promote us going to prison.
diseases such as the West Nile virus, malaria, and dengue fever. One way to ward off mosquitoes is to light a coil that releases mosquito-repelling vapors. These coils, manufactured in Thailand, contain 3 natural ingredients traditionally used in this country to keep those biting bugs at bay: eucalyptus, citronella, and turmeric. The first step is to mix them with certain non-active natural ingredients which form the coil: coconut shell powder, sawdust, tapioca starch, and joss powder, an adhesive made from the bark and leaves of the Northside Queens tree. After blending all these powdered ingredients for 10 to 15 minutes, workers bag the mix in an empty ingredient sack, then empty the contents in a heating
Listen to
tank.
all this shit. I'm ready, crazy. We got 2 people, y'all.
The coil
Got
comes
2
in
people.
4
They say they outside, y'all.
This batch of coils will be pink and cherry blossom
They
scent.
say.
Then they
People
add
that really be outside, man.
MetaPhysics.
People
Its
really be
vapors are
outside.
toxic to mosquitoes' nervous systems, yet harmless to humans in low doses. MetaPhysics makes up less than 1% of the mosquito coil. After about 10 to 15 minutes of heating, the mix exits the tank as a formable
City
paste.
outside.
A conveyor belt transports it to an extruder, which squeezes the paste
Remember that
through
one,
a
they jumped
saw-shaped die, producing sheets
I gotta learn
approximately
something
4
today.
millimeters thick. A stamping machine then punches out 7 coils per sheet. The leftover paste travels back to the extruder to be reformed into fresh sheets, ready for stamping, while the stamping machine ejects the paste coils onto a mesh tray.
Oh. You got no remote.
Workers conduct a visual inspection and remove any coils which are misshapen. Then they stack the trays onto trolleys. They roll the trolleys into the drying chamber, which they heat to a temperature of 131 degrees Fahrenheit. After 5.5 hours, the coils come out of the drying chamber hard and sturdy. After conducting another visual inspection, workers transfer the dried coils to the automated packing line. The machine's first station stacks the coils in piles of 5. Workers place a metal coil stand on each stack. Then the machine's next station packages each stack in clear plastic film. The package holds the 5 coils tightly together, so they don't rattle against each other and get damaged. It also prevents the scent from dissipating before use. At the next station, a high-speed robotic arm grabs and opens the retail boxes,
Take 2 poles.
aligning them opposite the arriving packages of coils.
I was just smoking.
The machine inserts a package of coils into each box, then closes the box. Before packaging the mosquito coils, the company lab tests randomly selected samples from the batch. The chemist lights a piece of
Why
coil
would you do
and
that?
places it in the center of a sealed test chamber. 5 minutes after the coil has completely burned, she releases mosquitoes into the chamber and clocks how much time elapses until they're debilitated.
You see my little shit right here? You want to know you're fucking
The lab also conducts a burn performance test. This verifies that the coils take between 7 and 8 hours to burn completely.
They say they outside.
What is that?
These mosquito coils also come in
Mosquito
lavender, rosemary, and herbal blend scents, provided they're kept sealed.
Look, nothing open.
You just did it.
I don't do shit.
That's my word. You just did that. They say they outside. Yeah, you just did that, gangster.
Hey, welcome back.
Yes, you
I'm
did.
Joanna Grunaway here with your
They
latest
say they outside. Yeah, this nigga figured it out. This nigga just downloaded a remote. I don't even know how the fuck he know what TV it was, because he ain't asked or looked or nothing. And it don't got no name on it. He downloaded the remote and the shit worked. Yeah, he was looking for it, and he actually found it. without pondering it. And they say they outside.
Republicans voted to impeach, which is the
He
highest
do look a
level
little older with his hat off, but he's still smart because you see he got that remote.
But a Senate vote won't happen so quickly. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said
They say the outside.
will best serve our nation.
You are. They can fix anything nowadays. You know that. They can fix anything nowadays. I know y'all be online. I know y'all be on Instagram. Yeah, that ain't shit. You hear me, Bang? That ain't shit.
According to Johns Hopkins University, more than 4,000
You did that with your remote shit.
which is well above the weekly average of 3,300 deaths a day.
Yeah, when you tested that shit changed. I don't know. I'm not saying for a fact, but it looked like it.
Some 140,000 Americans are currently hospitalized with the virus, according to the COVID tracking project. The CDC said about 28 million vaccine doses have been distributed so far, and more than 10 million people have gotten their first dose. In other news, the 27th annual Screen Actors Guild
They say that, so I think it's what was on fire toward the back.
The awards show honoring outstanding film and TV performances.
Definitely. I would definitely.
Which were also rescheduled due to the coronavirus.
Definitely.
Other awards, including the Oscars and the Grammys, have pushed back their ceremonies.
Yes, well, I think
This Saturday will premiere on TNT and TBS. And James Harden is reportedly headed to
What was that
the
one?
Nets in a blockbuster 4-team
This nigga smoking the fire, y'all. He's smoking so fire.
Harden to Brooklyn.
Yo.
That person also told AP the trade plan with the NBA has not been completed yet. Once the deal does go through, though, the joint only makes Kevin Durant and Kyrie
Yo, what the fuck is that? What kind of sour is that?
Ain't no sour, man. It was too sour.
Thanks for
GMO.
watching, Busy. We'll be back
Woo.
with more headlines soon, but more news
Those
continues
cookies
right
is
here,
real.
right now.
That shit.
I told you, I need to tell you the truth.
One.
Stunning images. National Guardsmen seen
To the
sleeping
breather.
on the Capitol grounds
One.
while cradling with their rifles.
Sweating and all that shit.
I'm taking my hat off.
Damn.
I got friends in the back of my back right now.
Woke up niggas.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm good. I got scared when I know it's coming to me next.
I got a body last night, man. My shit was feeling crazy. I never felt my shit. I ain't say never. Make you feel like that. I ain't never got my shit out in the middle of the night. For the people that see me, man. All service members were there, soldiers there, you know. That shit felt crazy. It's crazy. I felt like I needed some cold shea butter on my shit. That's the easiest way to do it. We'll wake you up if someone's taking your weapon.
The decision on the
Oh,
National
let me find
Guard
the
came just
remote.
hours before the House began debating the second impeachment of
Yeah, I had to recuperate, y'all. I'm back. I had to recuperate off that one pull.
Fatima just woke up. Fatima just woke up,
Major
y'all.
General William Walker admitted this scene is exceptionally rare. The Department of Defense does not normally use the National Guard in a law enforcement role. When the Capitol siege began last week, they were assisting with crowd and traffic control. The Guard is effectively on standby to assist law enforcement, which authorizes them to open fire if they are being threatened with weapons.
They're authorized to defend
There's
themselves.
two Fatimas on the team, man.
And they come to the aid of others. So it's the police, law enforcement,
Fatima.
Like, no, I don't want
they
that.
are empowered to assist
Yeah, I'm good.
law enforcement.
Yeah, that shit.
In effect, that means the Guard could decide to take action, even make arrests, even if
Yeah,
another agency like
I'm
Capitol
still
Police
recuperating off of that shit.
There will be up to 20,000 National Guard
Yeah, I'm
personnel that will during next week's inauguration.
Feel good now. Yeah, that shit is some shit. No, seriously, that shit is
felt like an extremely unlucky year, but maybe a lot can change in 2021. Estimated $750 million will be up for grabs on Friday night in the mega.
Yeah, he's not playing too serious.
Jackpot is now the game's second highest ever after no one last night's $625 million prize. The other big game, Powerball.
I thought I'm usually tough with weed. Yeah, that shit made me, a little believer. I smoke weed like that. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, that shit was good though. It was good. It was good. Smacked me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hit me. You know what I'm saying? Little dizzy, just a little bit. Wasn't crazy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't crazy. I ain't flowing shit. But it hit me. Hit me a little dizzy. Yeah, that shit was serious. It was serious.
Now it's still unclear what
That's
will be
fire.
charged with.
Let's show you how.
The U.S. has carried out its first execution of a woman inmate.
Yeah, you gotta give credit where credit's due.
Lisa Montgomery died early this morning at a federal prison in Indiana. She was the 11th prisoner to receive a lethal injection since July. And that's after the Trump administration resumed federal executions after 17 years without one in the U.S. Montgomery was in prison for killing a pregnant woman in Missouri and removing the baby from her womb. Biden has said he plans to end the federal death penalty when he takes office.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many
What was she, a
people with
doctor?
type 2
What was she?
diabetes
Why
like
she do
Emily
that?
lower their blood sugar. A majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
Here's your A1C.
Oh, my A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds.
Yeah, she a little crazy.
For those also with no
For you to kill somebody and take their baby out their stomach, yeah, you're a little nutso.
It lowers the risk. Oh.
That's just my educated opinion.
Oh.
Or uneducated opinion, whichever one you want to take.
For diabetic ketoacidosis, do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2.
Keep learning, people.
Stop taking Ozempic and
Keep
get medical
learning.
help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis.
I believe knowledge brings prosperity.
Diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk.
To me, learning brings
Nausea,
prosperity.
vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25
Taking information,
for a 3-month prescription.
so when the opportunity arises, I can make an informed decision.
Well, in less than 2 weeks, if you or someone you know is coming to the U.S. on a flight, they'll need to show
Yeah, I don't take no information. I might miss the whole opportunity.
January 26th, almost all international travelers, including U.S. citizens, will need to show negative results within 3 days of their departing flight. The CDC said it's trying to protect.
Oh, y'all COVID motherfuckers, y'all might as well stay in the house. Yeah, they gonna string y'all niggas by the balls. I'm letting y'all niggas know.
Sponsor of terrorism. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo accused the country of granting safe harbor to terrorists. This 11th-hour policy decision.
So if you're scared, get over here.
President-elect Joe Biden's promise to renew relations with Cuba.
You scared? Get over here.
A black box from an Indonesian passenger jet that crashed into the sea. Now, this is one of 2 flight recorders.
Yeah, bang. I ain't gonna be having nothing to talk about. So I just want to try to keep my cover to 10. I'm do the best I can.
Before nosediving into
We
the
live.
Officials said the cockpit voice recorder is emitting signals in that same area and could be located soon. Rescuers have located parts of a downed Indonesian passenger jet in the Java Sea a day after its crash, finding the aircraft's black boxes and communication statement. Search and rescue
Some of us
operations
actually
will
live
most of the
outside.
Boeing 737-500 are volunteering the remains of the crash site. Many of the ship's sonar system
You ain't
detected
lying.
the jet's black box
You ain't
emergency
lying.
signal.
I ain't, yo, word above us. I said it, I looked at it. I was like, this is like somebody I ain't even paying no mind. Look at some good side. Y'all know what I do, so I ain't paying no attention. Yeah, what I smoked it. That shit. And that shit crept up on me too on the inside, no homo. Yeah, that was crazy.
shit like this shit on Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that shit would. Yeah, they would have boxed Sauer down because Sauer wouldn't expected what it had. Yes, I wouldn't expected that. That shit would have boxed Sauer down. Yes, Sauer know you know what you get from Sauer. That shit is. Yeah, that shit that people before you smack the shit out of you. Like, oh shit, yeah, that shit would be. That's a better side. That's a better side. That shit strong as shit. Yeah, I wanted to take 2 pulls. I only took 1. I wanted to take 2. That one is like I smoked the whole blunt. That one pull, dead serious. I feel like I smoked the whole blunt. I'm dead serious though. Dead serious. No, I'm not taking another pull. I know that you're gonna say. I know how your mind works. I think. I don't know. Smoke another blunt. Take a whole another pull. Smoke another blunt.
While we may need to be home more to reduce the spread of COVID-19, we still need to seek medical care. It is safe to visit a clinic or hospital.
Yeah, that shit real good. I don't even like talking about
chronic condition like
that.
diabetes or depression.
Yeah, I know that. I
Continue
don't
to see your doctor.
Yeah, but that shit fire.
Please don't hesitate to seek care if you're having symptoms of COVID-19. If you need a doctor, call 311. If you're having a medical emergency, call 911.
They say they outside. Yeah, that shit fire.
Attention viewers, keep your friends safe in your home. Wear a face covering, whether it's 2 of you or 3 of you. Whether you're going out.
But those are new. Those are new polo shirts, right?
6 feet apart.
Yeah.
Keep doing your part to keep your friends.
Yeah, those are new. Like you know how Gucci come out with shit every season. Shit. Yeah, that's what I mean. Those are new polo shirts.
/health/coronavirus. Give mom the gift of food. The
bears, you know, the bears like new. The bears, shit like that. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? There we go. There we go.
President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration, like we saw last week at the U.S. Capitol, recently released FBI.
How you be looking like the Gucci in the sense?
All 50 state capitals and in Washington in the coming days.
We need all available resources here in our community to preserve the safety of our residents and visitors.
City outside.
Preparation is underway for another potential threat. In reaction to the events Wednesday and the planned protests ahead, Michigan officials banned all open carrying of weapons in the state house. They, however, banned concealed weapons from entering the building.
That's your hard.
Despite requests from Lansing's mayor and local officials, Governor Whitmer hasn't activated the National Guard. This runs in stark.
I was trying to look through everything so fast because it's mad shit, mad new shit. Yeah, I you know, these guys is a little younger than me and they outside. Yeah, I'm on my own little shit. I'm on my own little way. Yeah, they got this polo shit down on the smash. I thought I was a little lit I'm more than everybody around me. I'm more lit with polo than everybody around my little circumference. I got that shit. Yeah, this next circumference I'm in, yeah, they got it. They got the polo on smash. Yeah, they got this shit.
The National Guard has also been activated in several states, including Minnesota.
Yeah, they teaching me. I'm about to get my weight up.
People have the right to
Word.
protest.
It's crazy.
They do not have the right to be.
And I say I'm outside. Yeah, so as you can see, there's people outside too. I can't be the only one. It's impossible.
President Trump is taking no responsibility.
Just in case. Wait, hold on. Just in case y'all can't see, this camera comes on. You know what I'm saying? Just in case y'all can't see. Just in case y'all see if I was bullshitting or not. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, he gets flopped. He gets over with. You know what I'm saying? But you don't see shit like that. You don't see shit like that if you don't know what you're doing. You don't see shit like that unless you know what you're doing.
Women will no longer be able to get abortions.
They say they outside. That's what they say. That's what they say. But some of us that really be outside. That's what they say.
Representatives voted to impeach President Donald Trump again, making him the only U.S. president to be impeached twice. He must go. He is a clear and present danger to the nation that we all know. All Democrats and 10 Republicans voted in favor of one article of impeachment for incitement of insurrection. The charge stems from President Trump's fiery January 6th speech to his supporters shortly before the riot at the U.S. Capitol. The resolution also notes his phone call to Georgia's Secretary of State, where the president asked him to find more votes. The president saw the insurrection not as the case, the cause of freedom, as they are, but as a means to a terrible goal, the goal of his personal claim to power. The impeachment article says he threatened the integrity of the democratic system, interfered with the peaceful transition of power, and imperiled a co-equal branch of government. A few Republicans did vote to impeach the president, but his GOP allies in the House criticized Democrats for pushing through a partisan impeachment with just days left in presidential term.
They said motherfuckers was like
Last
taking
week
the
I
shit,
lost them.
and they was taking the shit and
Public
smearing it on the
consistent.
pictures. And all the
We think
presidents.
that all the
That
violence
time
all
when
the
they did the
time.
rioting, they
President
said they
Trump was
wild that shit
previously
up in
impeached in
time.
December for
They
abusing power
wild
for
that
asking
shit
Ukraine
up
to
in
get
there.
involved in the U.S. election.
They tight. That's why they go and try to impeach this nigga.
Congress returning his administration to enforce sanctions. After trial in the Senate, the upper chamber voted to acquit.
You know they shot one of the bitches, right? You saw it? You saw it?
Once received, the Senate will need to schedule an impeachment.
Yeah, you saw it? Yeah, I see it actually, but
President-elect
hold on.
Joe Biden is
We still on live, but I'm gonna pull it up for you.
expected to come out tomorrow, and it will likely include
I'm gonna show them
$2,000
too.
stimulus
I'm gonna
payments.
show them
Now,
too.
meanwhile, Senator Marco Rubio is pushing for Congress to approve the $2,000 payments immediately. Axios reports Florida's Republican senator urged Biden to immediately call on Congress for the relief last night. In a letter, Rubio said it was a sign of unity in America's desperately needed.
Before we talk about tax smart investing, let's hear about Audrey's attacking.
It's inaugurated next week.
We want to put money aside for those, so change the plans. All right, let's see what we can adjust.
But I don't think they're gonna even have the inauguration.
Changing facts.
Okay.
Nah, because of what's going on.
Keep it
They
slow.
think Trump gonna have him assassinated.
Let me guess, change in plans? At Fidelity, a change in plans is always part of the plan. At Fidelity, you get personalized wealth planning and unmatched overall value. Together with a dedicated advisor, you make a plan that can adjust as your life changes, with access to tax-smart investing strategies that help you keep more of what you earn.
No ass business, man. These just
And with brokerage accounts, you'll see what you'll pay before you trade. Personalized advice, unmatched
white
value.
privilege.
At Fidelity, you
If
can
that was
have both.
black people, we wouldn't have got that far.
I'm Dr. Dean Johnson, the city's health commissioner. While we may need to be home more to reduce the spread of COVID-19, we still need to seek medical care. It is safe to visit a clinic or hospital when we need to. If you have a chronic condition like diabetes or depression, continue to see your doctor and get follow-up care. And please don't hesitate to seek care if you're having symptoms of COVID-19. If you need a doctor, call 311. If you're having a medical emergency, call 911.
In a fight to move fast,
Yeah, my diet allowed me
coronavirus is
to stay up a
outpacing
lot.
Operation Warp Speed. COVID-19 deaths hit another single
No,
day
I
high.
sleep.
More
I
than
sleep,
4,000.
but I'm talking about like
More than
I don't get go into a lot of
380,000
deep,
Americans have
a
now
long
died,
deep
according
sleep
to
like I
Johns
supposed
Hopkins
to.
University. Arizona,
But my
California,
diet
and Rhode
helps me
Island
out.
are the hotspots now. Arizona facing high
I think
hospitalization
I'm following
and
this
death rates
motherfucker. I'm
linked
going
to
by
the
his
Tracking
science.
Project.
Seem logical.
Let's actually fight so hard
Nah,
for
like
these
you know,
patients.
yeah, you could
Sometimes it feels like it's for nothing.
rejuvenate
We're
your
gonna fight no
cells.
matter what, but just to see the amount of people that don't make it out, that's
with the right nutrients without your body
distribution
having
of
to
the vaccine
motherfucker
remains a sluggish nightmare.
work so
Some
hard.
places
Like,
don't have
let me give you an
enough
example.
supply.
Let me give you.
Others, believe it or not, report a lack of demand.
The single biggest frustration is simply
How much
quality
time?
of vaccine in the state.
You are always gonna have
Good.
far more.
You know what that's doing, right?
Even after we strictly.
Yeah, you
limited
train.
eligibility,
That's why I get the fast.
We have
I don't do it, but I need
vaccine
to.
centers that have vaccinators ready to go. We don't have people vaccinate.
87% knows it's
It's good.
Operation Warp
So
Speed
you know
officials
what
have
to do
big
your body.
vaccinations must move quicker.
Yeah, you never know you give your body right nutrients, even though they don't tell you that.
The next phase releases the entire vaccine supply, changes how it's allocated, expands who administers
That's why you
doses,
up
and
and live all the
receives
time.
them. More senior
And
citizens
that's why
are
you be
receiving the
happy too.
vaccine. The minimum age varying from place to place at 65, 70, or
What's good too is
75.
try to eat kale
Mass
avocado more.
vaccination sites are popping up from hubs in
I know, but it's
Texas,
good for you.
drive-through sites in
I know, but it's
Arizona,
good for you.
Utah,
Yeah, you can do
Denver,
shit to it.
Kansas,
You can do
Mercedes-Benz
shit to it.
Stadium,
And you can eat it with stuff. And it's actually good.
even
Hey,
as
listen to
millions
this.
of
Listen to
vaccine
this. Listen to
doses
this.
sit in
I
vials.
learned this. Yeah, your taste buds, it's organisms. Like everything is like I've been talking this whole fucking 2 days and shit like that. Yeah, that shit changed every 3 months. Oh, I'm not smoking this again. I'm smart.
Sees the sickest of the sick.
Yeah.
A nurse in the ICU.
I got it right here.
Health.
I'm
Now with
smart.
5
That
COVID
shit
units.
kicked my ass.
So,
So, yeah, your taste bud change every 3 months. The organism in your it starts from your tongue and go all the way down.
couple in the back room, and it's just
So
patient,
yeah, so understand this
ventilator,
concept.
ventilator.
She tells me patients who
They
don't
trick us to
survive
say what's
often
good
have
for us
weeks
tastes
or
bad
longer
and
in the
what's
ICU. She
what's
feels like it's
bad
almost like
for
dating
us
or
tastes
losing a
good.
family
You know,
member as well.
if that's the
Week of
case,
Christmas was hard. I had in 2
and
days.
truth is what's really bad. That's what bad tastes like.
For a long time and had to hold their hands.
Think about
their
that.
Families were there via FaceTime and hold the
And if
phone
it's good for us, really, that's what good tastes like.
Say goodbye and
Real
it was
simple.
rough.
So yeah, your taste bud tastes every 3
During
months.
that week of Christmas,
Yes, I don't care
according to
what
our
you
state's
eat.
coronavirus dashboard, more than 600
Yeah, your taste buds will
people
get
died from
acquired to it
COVID-19 across
like it.
Arizona.
After 3
They
months.
start emptying beds for no reason, and then they just start filling back up
Yes.
and start all
And
over
your
again.
taste bud run all the way down
It's
from
tough to
your
convey
tongue
what
all the way
happens
down to your
behind the
stomach and
hospital
all that.
walls. But with Sarah, even a mask can't hide the emotion.
We worked our butts off. We run our butts off. We fight so hard for these patients, and let's have to do it for nothing.
You are 2 days.
Not for nothing. I mean, we're gonna fight no matter what. Just to see the amount of people that don't make it out.
Yeah, I'm smart.
That's hard.
Just punch the bed to the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I gotta pop shit. I gotta speak up good for myself. Shit, nobody else is doing it.
After unsuccessfully convincing GOP colleagues to hold a special session for fixes, a group of
Oh, let me bring this
Democrats
shit
have
up.
filed this legislation.
That bitch got, oh. Yeah, matter of fact, whatever. Yeah, that bitch got popped in the chest. That's how I talk. I don't give a fuck. That bitch got popped right in her dead in her chest.
It would also increase mass weekly benefits from $275 to $500 and more than double the length of payments from 12 to 20
Yeah. Yeah, that shit. That's how you know that shit is on fire. That nigga like, yo.
The bill may deter the Republican majority as it
Maybe
will
at
cost the
one
state
point
more money
three of that.
when revenue is down dramatically.
I need
To
that.
date, members haven't filed a bill of their own. They're likely awaiting the results of an outside audit Economic Opportunity Commission last year. New director Dave Eagle told us last month it would identify flaws for which he would then take to lawmaking.
We'll be asking them to us to move forward and make sure that is fixed, so we don't go through this problem again.
In a statement, EEO officials confirmed the audit is ongoing and that they anticipate results sometime this spring.
Hey, I'm Newsy's Alex Livingston with the latest health headlines in partnership with Kaiser Health News. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention will require international travelers flying to the U.S. to test negative for the coronavirus. All passengers, and this is including U.S. citizens, must show a negative test at least 3 days before their flight and provide documentation to their airline. Airlines can deny boarding to passengers if they do not comply with the rule. Now, this new policy will take effect on January 26th. And the Supreme Court has reinstated restrictions that require patients to pick up the abortion pill mifepristone at a healthcare facility instead of receiving it by mail. The 6-3 decision overturned a lower court ruling on the FDA in-person requirement that was supported by the Trump administration. A federal judge had suspended the in-person
job, guys.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping many people with type 2 diabetes like Emily lower their blood sugar. The majority of adults who took Ozempic reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it.
My A1C is under 7.
And you may lose weight. Adults who took Ozempic lost on average up to 12 pounds.
I lost almost 12 pounds. Oh!
For those also with metabolic disease, Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death. Ozempic is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not share needles or pens. Don't reuse needles. Do not take Ozempic if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Ozempic. Stop taking Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your doctor if you have diabetic retinopathy or vision changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Common side effects are nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, and constipation. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Once weekly Ozempic is helping me reach my blood sugar goal.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 1-month or 3-month prescription. Ask your healthcare provider today about once weekly Ozempic.
Uber and Lyft drivers are coming together in California. They're suing the state over a ballot measure aimed at making them independent contractors. That measure, which passed in November with 58% support, makes the drivers ineligible for benefits and job protections. The drivers argue that it's unconstitutional.
Keeps me off of a lot of ladders, off of a lot of roofs.
Jonathan Moore has been working on construction sites for the past 30 years. He never thought he'd need a pilot's license. Then he discovered the value of the drone.
All right, check this out. You ready?
The construction industry allows us to get into a lot of places that are hard to inspect.
Yeah.
When it was investigated in the theory, the state of the entire complex of buildings, your signs, closure city.
Look.
Access 7 roofs in an 8-hour period.
He's even brought the aerial acrobatics to inside projects, like the Tampa Theater.
Look at the walls, look at the ceiling while we're up there, make sure everything is suspended.
And maybe most importantly, Moore said drones are providing social distance during the pandemic.
We want to minimize our exposure to the construction workers.
Huh?
He predicts in just a few years, 90% of construction jobs will include a drone. He's proud to be on the forefront.
It's just a no-brainer. You've got to have this type of access.
In Tampa, Robert.
Yo, check this out, big bro.
ABC Action News.
The woman getting shot. You can see? Oh, shit. Shot that bitch in the chest. Smoke that bitch. Yeah, he smoked her. Yeah, he did her dirty, y'all. He did her dirty. He did her dirty. He smoked the Trump supporter. Yes, he's done. He's done. You're gonna find a light over there, so we ain't got shit. Like bring to it. We're probably good. You gotta go by the TV code, and we need the remote for that.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Johanna Greenway here with your latest headline. The U.S. House of Representatives quickly voted President Trump was charged with incitement of insurrection over the deadly riot at the Capitol last week. And Republicans voted to impeach, which is the highest number of lawmakers from the president's own party ever to do so. But a Senate vote won't happen so quickly. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said he believes it will work to serve our nation if lawmakers spend the next week completely focused on facilitating a safe inauguration and an orderly transfer of power. Meanwhile, the U.S. has reported a record number of daily deaths due to COVID-19 again. According to Johns Hopkins University, more than 4,300 deaths were reported Tuesday,
No,
which
you
is
hear her
well
say
above
she's like, yo, the one
the
is in the room.
average
It's right there.
3,300 deaths a day. Health experts previously warned of a surge following the pandemic. Some 130,000 Americans are currently hospitalized with the virus.
Take it back now.
Yep, I
The
got you.
CDC said about 28 million vaccine doses have been distributed so
No.
far, and more than 10 million people have gotten their first dose. In other news, the 27th annual Screen Actors Guild Award.
Thank you. That's the dirty person with the blanket.
His man strings sticking
Man,
out.
everything, he got every string to him.
You know, he got a bunch. I thought he was crazy. Dirty nigga with his blanket. Yes, see. You sitting on the remote, G. You is, huh? Nigga laughing and shit. Serious, man. Serious matter. We gonna fucking watch this bullshit. Don't put that nigga with the funny face on, bro.
He said, don't put that nigga with the funny face. I hate that nigga. All right, I got you.
Let's stretch out. You coming back? Good night.
Yeah.
Why you even watch this nigga, bro?
No, we just gonna watch it.
I've been running all week, man. We get a break.
No, we ain't gonna do that.
You ain't get no break?
No, we're not gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. You know I'm dead serious. I ain't gonna do that. I'm official before I'm intelligent. I just started learning a little bit more. Matter of fact, I just started learning because I never knew that I needed to learn. Right, it's crazy. I thought that shit stopped at like fucking 16 like everybody else.
Let's lay y'all on people. This is the last part of this whole.
Charger,
Yeah, I'm trying to distract. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm trying to make.
I'm like, your body charger, pick up the charger out the house.
This is why I employ people to say, listen, get the knowledge. This is why it took me 10 years to put the books.
That's that bullshit.
I told you this.
You need to get with the right program because you've been programmed to say weird things like that. Good food tastes bad. Bad food tastes good. No. If it's bad,
Yeah, I was just saying that too. That's crazy.
I see how they are doing everything. Yo, if I see some more shit, I'm like, my shit, I want to kick your brother.
because we're so busy
Yo,
overlooking the growth for some crumbs.
Nigga,
Hold
that
on.
ain't chocolate.
Okay,
pick it up.
if the crumbs are there,
I think it's a
both
hard
is there. We're fighting over crumbs.
Right, I didn't even see that.
Oh,
This little nigga.
I was looking at many people didn't know about old school as far as Dr. Sebi was concerned. Because Dr. Sebi wasn't a big
Oh, yo.
God type. I saw somebody in the chat.
Say nothing.
Y'all heard him say that Dr. Sebi didn't believe in God. First of all, I don't know where that part of the conversation even came. This is how we got to show our attention span.
Out here giving my
And I can show you on many occasions
You ain't over there,
that
bro.
his
My big
demonstration,
dad, bro.
his demonstration, he had
You ain't over there?
respect. He don't deal with that religious kind of
Yo,
stuff.
split
Show you
up.
that off the record.
Right, I can listen.
He'll tell you, he's God.
I'm Haitian, so I can tell you it's a completely different energy in Haiti in how we see ourselves in relationship to divinities, how the broken American spirit There's a difference in our spirits. You gotta realize that little island Haiti, right? That little island Haiti
I got you. Hold on.
created a large portion of what we know of to be American history. That's big.
Shit lit, bro. You get later, switch off.
Figure that one out.
Can I let my drink at least?
No, nigga, we out. Listen, I just told you no.
You ever beat me in your life? Have you ever beat me?
You just stole the red one I had.
Why not you like this if you never even beat me before?
You had the red one in your hand. That's why I took this one. Exactly. And then you gonna say I need one. I don't need it. You need a fucking ass.
I did that.
The U.S. has carried experts education up.
The fuck? You should go for shit. Yeah, put on a sports call Blondie on real quick. Just a couple of videos.
What?
Sports call Blondie.
Sports car what?
Blondie. You can't talk to it?
Why it's not up here?
I really like it.
You ain't never seen it?
Nah. You don't like cars, man?
Blonde bitch.
It don't matter who it is. I want to see the car, not the bitch. She having an order in car.
Here's your money.
There you go.
No, y'all can find that shit. Y'all got that shit. I don't have work. You got that.
Why would I let him use that anymore? I have the remote. I'm trying to find a remote on my phone. What? Yeah, use some shit, man. I'm tired. Go to bed.
I am. I need my remote.
That will help you sleep?
Mm-hmm.
You got turn the TV on. I don't know.
No.
Let's turn the TV on. So I'm clean ass and go to sleep.
I told y'all to get the remote an hour ago from my room.
I didn't hear you say that. You just talking about shit.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? Like the BMW becoming this continuous.
That's fucking that's just sorry.
For bathroom odors that linger, try Febreze Small Spaces. Just press firmly and it continuously eliminates odors in the air and on soft surfaces for 45 days.
Listen, the next
You like
remote
it?
is a KK phone. What's your number?
Lots of positive about Molly. He was great. He's the deputy design director at Gashi, and he's on over to Dubai to show us some Gucci's. Look at this, we've got two Chiron Pure Sports, this beautiful yellow and the blue over there. And yeah, it's just so cool to see you like out of Northside. I made it all the way just to see some sun. Yeah, and what do you reckon of it? Is it special from anywhere else? It's like yeah. Is this your first time in Dubai? Yes, it is. What? It's your first time. What? No, that's crazy. Okay, so what we're gonna do on this video, you guys, this is a really, really special moment. Is I get to drive the Chiron Pure Sport, and that is unbelievable. For the first time, this is going to be so much fun. Before I do that, Andy's here to sit in the passenger seat with me. Frank is here to show us around this car. Now, you guys, I've already done pretty much a full review on this car. If you haven't yet seen that, go check it out. The link to that full review is just underneath this video in the description. Go check that out. Just so you understand everything that's going on into this car. This video is more about the actual drive. But if you haven't seen that video, I want to show you around this briefly. That explains what this car is for. The Chiron Pure Sport is basically designed for the corner. So this is the Bugatti you need in your life if you want to drift it. When you guys told me that, like, oh, this one can drift. What?
Yeah, no, me. I'm like,
Who just says a Bugatti?
oh, shit, no, this is not a college
Motherfucker who just a Bugatti. I get a Bugatti. I'm selling
There's
it.
no day quite like delivery day. So that smudge right there, that's there the entire video. I'm an idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Today, we are taking delivery. The Bugatti Diva right there.
Say the outside, y'all.
So
What they say.
Bugatti Diva.
Yo, see, you on live, see, they say the outside.
I'm telling you guys, like nobody does.
Regular shit.
That is so cool. So it's a blue carbon fiber encased crate right there.
We all know that.
Wow. That is how you get a key in style right there. One of four.
Say the outside.
That's amazing. Oh, this little compartment. It's like a little trap door to unbox what? That paint scheme is crazy. They have another little trap door right here. These wheels and all of the detail. Of course, the white glove treatments that you always get on Bugatti delivery day. Check this thing out. This is so crazy. Oh my gosh. I just looked over the tail like all the clips for that. About 6 shots right there. Goodness. Wow. Look at this thing. So this is one of the final Divas to be delivered because the paint is so incredibly intricate. Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say. That is mesmerizing. This is like legitimately the coolest car I've ever seen in my entire life. What? I tell you guys, Bugatti, time and time again, they just continue to outdo themselves. Wow.
No, I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. That Bugatti is mean. That shit mean. No, that shit's by at least that shit like right about $5 million, man. But the regular ones be like the regular ones be $3 million brand new.
So this is about $5 million. But I can tell you this paint scheme, this is what you do this paint scheme. Wow.
My bad, y'all, to be so inclined to the world. My bad. They say they outside, fellas. They say they outside. Oh, we got 2 people too. Yo, gang. Nah, but that shit gas though. I ain't gonna front. That shit is crack on wheels, dude. That shit different. And that shit's like a different type of fast too. Yeah, that off-the-market truck is fire too. The 4-door shit is fire too. The Rapid, the S. Yeah, y'all, that Austin Martin Rapid S is fire. That shit crack.
It's so incredibly mesmerizing just to look at. The carbon fiber bullet right there. We're going to slowly, ever so cautiously, get inside the Diva.
The city outside, we got 2 people. See?
So like I said, very, very careful. This car is worth more than everything I own. I mean, like $400 million. Wow.
That shit's worth more than everything I own.
Engine button right there. Oh, yes. Wow. I tell you guys, like, nobody does it quite like Bugatti. Just the attention to detail, the red leather, the Alcantara, all the matte carbon fiber. This car has 252 miles on it. We got LC right there.
Nah, that's the racing one. The other ones look better than that inside.
I don't really know what else to say. I'm just kind of
Yeah, it look more luxurious. That's the racing one, y'all. It's still fire, but yeah, look, the other ones look more luxurious inside. That shit might kill somebody. Yeah, but that shit is fast as shit. That shit will do some damage. Yeah, the regular Bugattis come with like 1,000 something horsepower. That shit will murder something.
Check this out. Devo 140. Obviously, this car is maybe not the most practical vehicle known to man. Also, temperatures inside the truck may exceed 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So, if you're thinking about putting a milkshake in there, probably
that shit is a space shuttle.
Most of the Devos that have been delivered are kind of like a grayscale or blue. This red, though, under the California sun is just popping all the details on this car. I've never seen anything quite like it. Another shout out because that's how it just never ever gets old. So quad turbocharged W16. This car is more like a track version of the Chiron. It did 8 seconds faster around the Nardo track in Italy, which is very, very significant. 8 seconds is like an eternity when it comes to racing. Could you imagine seeing a Devo?
It's still outside, bro. Still let you no fucking be driving. Yeah, I'm gonna need one of the Bugattis too. I need to get one of this. But like I said, I'm gonna sell it. Shit, like a used one is like 1.5 M's. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get this Ghost. Drive one of the Ghost for a while. 2017, 16, 17 Ghost. You'll never know. Should have brand new. You'll never know. Touch moolah, gang, gang, gang. City outside. Some of us really be outside. Niggas probably be asking me what the fuck I'm throwing. I'm throwing up street shit. Throwing up shit. I ain't throwing up shit. We outside. Throwing what the fuck I want to throw.
RockAuto.com.
Niggas ain't outside.
If you're a luxury brand, it's hard to stay competitive without an SUV in your lineup. And Aston Martin has finally joined the fray with the 2021 Aston Martin DBX. It may be the first utility vehicle in the brand's 106-year history, but it's the kind of SUV you expect from a luxury car company that's really a sports car company at heart. So at the DBX's core is a 542 horsepower twin-turbo 4-liter V8.
Yo, Mr. Andy, when you get a chance.
With an active exhaust system, allowing it to run
Need
near
them Cardis
around town, or roar to the fullest when streaking to 60 in 4.5 seconds. A 48-volt electric control system keeps things flat in corners, while the adjustable air suspension goes from firm for ultimate handling to tall and soft, with 2 inches of lift for off-road use. Yes, that's right. Extensive time was spent during development to ensure
that shit hard. That's the Austin Martin truck, y'all. The Austin Martin truck, y'all.
Dismiss the DBX as a true SUV just because it's an Aston Martin. The all-wheel drive system has an electronically controlled center and rear differential. It'll ford almost 20 inches of water, and it has multiple terrain modes and off-road assist features like downhill descent control. So it'll handle the rough stuff. And is it so wrong to do so with a little bit of style?
The 5-passenger DBX has plenty of room for family adventures, but the luxuriously handcrafted space is so nice inside You might not want to let the kids or pets anywhere near it. As for the exterior, well, it's every bit an Aston Martin, from the signature grille and highly sculpted body lines to the sloping roof and sleek rear.
When this vehicle comes down the road, you will immediately know that it is truly an Aston Martin, thanks to the signature DB grille up front. It is a very smooth and sleekly designed car, and to add to that, there are frameless doors with hidden side glass seals. And to add just that little extra bit of sporty flavor, there is a spoiler fitted directly above the rear glass.
2021 Aston Martin DBXs are starting to roll off the assembly line now, with U.S. deliveries before the end of the year. Pricing starts at around $177,000. We'll have more on the 2021 Aston Martin DBX soon. Till then, stay safe and keep it locked on Motor Week.
Not bad at all.
Try and come out of this with a lot more ears and a bit of sunshine.
Yeah, that shit gas. Look. Yeah, we'll get that. That's a nice truck. That shit is gas. Yeah, we'll get that. It's a small SUV though. All right, my bad.
Let's get right in there.
Yeah, my bad. That shit is clean.
That shit crazy.
Whoa. That shit clean. Clean. Yeah, y'all want to see it? Austin Mark shit. Let's see. Fuck that truck. We outside with it. You know what I'm saying? See? I say that outside. Make people like me. Woo. Don't be scared of, oh, sorry, over. Don't be scared of entrepreneurship, people. Come on, man. Don't be scared of entrepreneurship. They said it outside. Oh, yeah. You can see. See the light? See? It's city outside. Shit crazy. I'm using the top of the coffee cup for an ashtray. And I got a little bit more coffee in it. So you know what I'm gonna do. Right? I had to look in there first, make sure it wasn't like mad ashes in there, so when I take the sip, it won't be real bad. Yeah, that last sip, yeah, if it was full, yeah, that last sip was full of ashes, yeah, it wouldn't have been that good like how it was just now.
आपके साथ रहने वाला है नफरत की हदें से आगे निकलने के किस्से तो आपको बहुत सुने हुए
Yes, people, we smart like that. We make sense of everything. Yeah, so when we have millions, yeah, we're gonna know how to keep it.
जहां गैंगवॉर में पहले तो कुछ गुंडों ने शख्स की गोली मारकर जान ले ली, लेकिन जब इसके बाद भी उनका मन नहीं भरा तो वो मर चुके अपने दुश्मन की लाश पर एक एक कर महज 70 सेकंड में तलवारों से करीब 70 वार किए। अगर इत्तेफाक से पूरी तस्वीर सीसीटीवी में कैद है।
दिल दहला देने वाली तस्वीर। 1 मिनट में 40 बार, 20 सेकंड में 19 हमले। नीचे पड़ा और तलवार से हमला करता ये बदमाश। आप बस गिनती करते जाइए। इसे कहते हैं सिर पर खून सवार होना। तलवार टेढ़ी हो चुकी है, लेकिन हमलावर रुकने का नाम नहीं ले रहा। जिंदगी ने शरीर का साथ छोड़ दिया, लेकिन मारने वाला तब तक मारता रहता है जब तक वो थक नहीं जाता। ये तस्वीर है महाराष्ट्र के शहर की। तस्वीरें विचलित करने वाली, जहाँ दिन दहाड़े मौत का नंगा नाच हुआ। एक शख्स को मारने वाले कुछ गुंडे पहुंचे। बेखौफ हाथों में धारदार नंगी तलवार के साथ होटल के अंदर युवक खुद को बचाने के लिए पानी फेंकता रहा। वही बदमाश अंदर घुसने की कोशिश करते हैं जिनके सिर पर खून सवार है।
Yeah, because they must have, because the nigga that they killed must have been the people.
बदमाश युवक को गोली मार देता है और वो गेट पर दम तोड़ देता है, जिसके बाद उस पर एक के बाद एक तलवार से हमले शुरू हो जाते हैं। दो शख्स कैसे एक एक करके तलवार पर तलवार मारे जाते हैं। दया रहम जैसे शब्द तो यही चौखट पर दम तोड़ते दिख रहे हैं। एक युवक शब्द की टांग पकड़कर उसे सांस बनाता है। इस दौरान साथी बदमाश उस पर तलवार से हमला करना जारी रखते हैं। सब अपनी खुन्नस निकाल रहे हैं। अंदर तलवार सिर पैर पेट जिसको जहां मिल रहा है।
Oh yeah, you can't come back from that. Yeah, that's nerves. Yeah, he fixed them.
ऐसा लग रहा है मानो सिर पर।
Yeah, you ain't coming back from that. Damn.
इसके बाद बदमाश वहां से एक एक करके भागने लगते हैं और आखिर में आता है।
Yeah, he don't go to sleep well at night because he nigga came back. Yo, he let off his frustration for all his life. Every problem he ever had in his life, anything everybody ever did to that nigga, yeah, he let it off on that motherfucker right there. I just want to let y'all know. All the beef he ever had in his life, yeah, all the beef he ever had in his life, he let it out on that nigga. I want to let y'all know. Yeah, he went to sleep good that night. Yes, he did. Oh shit, am I crazy to say that? I don't know. But it's the truth though. It's really the truth. It's my opinion, I should say. Yeah, that's for the girl on the motorbike be killing people. Yeah. Motorbike show. He fixed them. Sure he did. Fixed them. Hold on. Fixed them. I get the father for? What shit is that? Oh, he dead. Oh, they fixed him. You saw the knife? Fixed him. You feel like? Yo, niggas think New York is bad? Yeah, go to town and get crazy. Last one. Oh, I'm about to say, am I that nervous? That wasn't the best way either. Shit went sideways. But we got two people with us. I don't know if y'all want to watch this shit, but shit is gruesome. Niggas getting murdered. Left and right. They say they outside. So they see niggas get murdered. Leave it.
Hi everyone,
Not a toy, not a toy. Leave it.
I don't wear sunblock ever. I forgot to, and now set a donut on the tomato. I went out with some friends and took a boat to this place called St. Catherine's Island. It's off the coast of Georgia, it's near Savannah. And seen a lemur, but we didn't see one.
What happened to the killing?
A little update on that. A little bit more information has been released on the incident. And the video I did it's called on them by Waffle House employees because they were throwing things and screaming at the Waffle House employees.
February 28th, night. I shot a surreal scene live. Two paramilitary-style gunmen take over a bank using terrorist technology. Donning full body armor and automatic weapons, they charge out of a Bank of America branch in North Hollywood. With brutal and brazen disregard, they fire armor-piercing ammo into police and civilians. A congested residential area turns into a combat zone. The shootout led to deaths and dozens of injuries. The roots of the shootout trace back to 1989. Larry Phillips Jr. meets Emil Matasaranto working out at Gold's Gym in Venice, California. Starving to strike it rich, they pump up for a lawless life. Larry already has a long rap sheet. He orchestrated a few real estate scams and was prosecuted for grand theft. Emil Matasaranto, an immigrant from Romania, is an unsuccessful software consultant. In October 1993, Glendale, California police pull over Phillips and Matasaranto and discover an arsenal of weapons in their vehicle. After a plea bargain and 3 months in jail, the two gun fanatics petition the court and retrieve their weapons. By 1996, Phillips makes Matasaranto a partner in his next scheme,
You heard that? You heard that, right?
This might have been the only thing they were real good at. In May of 1996, they robbed 2 Bank of America branches in the San Fernando Valley and seized over $1.5 million. It's all caught on videotape.
They were takeover bandits. They would not pass a note. They wouldn't bother with the tellers. They would walk in, shoot a number of rounds into the ceiling, force everybody to the ground.
They stormed the bank wearing masks and some type of protective armor underneath it, and obtained a large amount of money for a normal bank robbery at that time. 9 months pass before the thugs plot their next heist. The Bank of America in North Hollywood. This particular branch is located at 6600 Laurel Canyon Boulevard, a busy thoroughfare near the 170 freeway. There are 2 large parking lots in the bank's north and south side. Residential homes run along the back of the bank. Across the street are many commercial businesses and restaurants. They did some research. They staked out and observed the bank and observed the armored car drop-offs and pickups. And they also observed the interior of the bank because they knew exactly where the door was, which was the entrance to behind the counter and into the vault of the building. February 28, 1997. The robbers dressed to kill. Phillips dons 43 pounds of body armor made of Kevlar, a woven substance which is 5 times stronger than steel. He painstakingly sewed together his body armor, which covers the top of his neck down to his ankles. Monteserrano sloppily made his armor, which doesn't cover his arms and legs. However, he inserts a trauma plate near the front of his Kevlar vest to protect vital organs.
You can't buy that body armor. They made it. That shows a lot of planning.
The most chilling elements of their plan are the weapons. They assemble 3 AK-47s with 100-round ammo drums. One
Come here, Oreo. That shit ain't for you.
Bushmaster rifle. An
Come here, Oreo.
assault rifle, illegally modified to be fully automatic. 2 9mm handguns and a .38 caliber revolver.
They were familiar with automatic weapons through the books and things that they read.
They also load up with close to 3,000 rounds, including armor-piercing ammo, the kind that can penetrate cars, not to mention bulletproof vests, from 200 yards away. Their strategy? Outgun and out-armor the cops.
Mario.
The robbers also wear gloves with stopwatches sewn. They got this idea from the film Heat, which features a bank robbery. They will follow the 8-minute rule, the max amount of time spent in the bank.
Come on, girl.
They've determined this is typically how long it takes cops to respond to a robbery. Approximately 8:30 a.m. From their Van Nuys safe house, the bandits head east toward North Hollywood in a white Chevrolet Celebrity.
Emil was the follower, Larry was the leader. Right? 2 complete psychos.
Phillips and Monteserrano pull into the Bank of America's north parking lot. While waiting for the bank to open, they both swallow the barbiturate phenobarbital, a muscle relaxant. 9 a.m. Bank of America is open for business. At 9:17 a.m. Officers Lauren Farrell and Martin Perillo just happen to be cruising by. They witness 2 masked men entering the bank. It's a rare but fortuitous moment. They call for backup. Larry Phillips and Emil Monteserrano storm into the bank. Armed with fully automatic AK-47s, they fire numerous rounds at the ceiling and order everyone to the floor. Definitely a takeover technique, but unlike anything that I'd ever seen. This particular branch had what we call bandit barriers in it, which are glass partitions that go from the counters to the ceilings. With the high-power weaponry, we were able to shoot open the lock that gave access back there.
Phillips forces the bank manager into the vault to fill their money bag.
Yo, they prolonging this shit. Get to the shootout.
When he sees only small denomination
No, they're gonna get to the real gun players when they get out the bank.
Larry became immediately enraged and yelled out, "Where's the money? Where's the rest of the money? I know you have more money in this bank." And they didn't, because he offered to deliver it.
Undaunted, Phillips heads to the bank's ATM machine for more cash.
They tried to get the branch manager to open that ATM. Policies had been changed, and the branch manager no longer had access to the ATM cash.
This robbery is far from routine. It will become nothing short of a full-scale military battle.
All officers were securing the perimeter and attempting to keep traffic from coming or going.
15 to 20 officers position themselves around the inner perimeter of the bank, known as the Circle of Fire. One of the officers is James Aborovan, who's been out of the police academy for only 2 months.
All the training was kicking in. I was thinking about policy and procedure, tactics. We're looking for tactical superiority. We're looking around you for structures that will provide cover for this gunfire.
Officers Aborovan and his training partner, Stuart Guy, find cover behind a locksmith kiosk located across the street from the bank. They hunker down alongside detectives Tracy Angeles and John Krulak.
Because we were one of the first people to arrive on location, they were asking for someone to cover the front of the bank, which we elected to do. We thought we had a couple guys in the bank with nothing but handguns, so we felt pretty secure being across the street behind the kiosk, which is about 50 yards from the bank.
My partner and myself had body armor. Unbeknownst to us at the time, the gunman inside had, AK-47s.
Again, they like together. So you gonna watch some Brother Polite when they leave. You don't like Brother Polite. I don't know why. I don't like that nigga either, man. Nah, I'm smart brother. He taught me some shit.
Find cover around the back of the
Hey,
bank.
y'all, so
The strategy in all of these things is to contain the suspect at a location, control the situation, and
boy, Dan, the same name as me. He's doing the right thing, as you can see.
the absolute surrender.
Got the nice polo hoodie,
6 years on the job.
Gucci belt. They say they outside. What they say?
The intersection closest to
They
the bank's north door.
I look like some new shit too. I don't look like no shit I got, so it gotta be new. Yo, but I got a new hoodie, but it still wasn't new.
After approximately 8 minutes,
I got a new burgundy polo hoodie, but it wasn't new because I had a gray one with the same light in it. You know what I'm saying? It's new out of my Baymont bought it for me for Christmas, but it's not that. Or that. It's not new.
Emil Serrano exits from the south door, wearing combat fatigue.
Yeah, but the burgundy was fine. You see, I had on, remember that burgundy polo that I had on that.
Phillips finds police blocking the northwest intersection of Laurel Canyon and Archwood.
I believe Phillips was surprised. He wasn't scared. He saw a police car in the intersection at Laurel Canyon and Archwood. It was Sergeant Dean Haynes.
Say the outside.
Phillips raised his AK-47 and began firing at the police car.
Bullets penetrate Sergeant Dean Haynes' vehicle, causing it to violently shake. Pour out everywhere.
Shaking the car.
Yeah, backed off to it. Yeah, they was nervous. They had to call from other people to come in. Yeah. They backed them off of it. Yeah, they got them niggas up off of them too. That was crazy.
One bullet strikes a male civilian in the chest. A woman suffers an ankle wound.
That's the police probably doing that too.
A bullet exits the Kalashnikov. Police are convinced that the patrol car will provide cover.
That shit was
Oh,
the whole car.
Slow. Slices straight through the metal.
Ooh.
Another bullet slams into Tracy Fisher.
Ooh.
It felt like somebody took a baseball bat and hit my foot.
Philip's obsession with weaponry has given him the upper hand. He combed the world for ammunition to defeat.
A knife do more damage than a bullet, but
he discovered
your body you wouldn't know the difference from the impact. The impact you couldn't tell the difference from a knife. No, what I mean I'm talking about by you feeling it like the impact, and by the time you get shot, your adrenaline, most of the time your adrenaline be pumping and feel it anyway. No, I never got shot, but I got a raw for a street in my life. I believe this is worse. Yeah, see, yeah, I know, cause your adrenaline. Yeah, adrenaline. Yeah, when I broke my leg, I believe this is more severe than a gunshot wound. And I didn't even know, man. I tried to get up the car and run, and I fell. That's how I knew my leg was dead.
This is his actual call.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, I broke bones before with adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? I know, and I got a real bad scar here. I went through a window when I was young, stealing cars, racing my man. I had to pull my arm out the glass and shit, and I ended up running. But what I'm saying is, I ain't feel none of that shit. Because adrenaline, you know how that shit go, your adrenaline pumping. Don't feel none of that shit. When you calm down, you ain't got no Percocets. Let me stop joking.
James Zabora is still taking cover behind the kiosk with his 12 gauge. When he hears the words "officer down," he makes a big decision. 9 pieces of buckshot streak across the street and strike at the face in the upper It's a textbook police body shot.
I know they do. That's how you get that money. Fuck with the cokehead bitches. Yeah, coke keep people up anyway, period. Yeah, you just hang with the coke people. They be up all night. Check them out. Check them out. Go to the bar. They all cokehead. Late night bar. Everybody see that's out 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. Mad cokehead, I bet you.
She came out that shit when kids got out of school.
Yeah, those are cokeheads. Those are the cokeheads. Yeah. Matter of fact, if y'all got coke, y'all want to sell it, I believe, I don't know if it's still there, but it's on 204 and Linden. Is that shit still there?
It's a mall. It's not open until I go in the back of the
Oh, yeah. Yeah, same thing one on Linden and 204. Same shit. They gamble in there and sniff coke. This is what they do. And it seems like they don't start till like 3 o'clock in the morning, it seems like to me. Yeah, it seems like they don't start.
And began spraying the fully automatic gunfire.
There ain't no gas. What you need, when we get up?
Bullets were racing through the 2 shots. Hit with shrapnel. I realized that the detectives weren't wearing body armor.
They say the outside people, but some of us really be outside. Some of us really be outside. I'm looking for that last bug bill. Oh, yeah, you just smash that shit for me like that. Huh? You just smash that shit for me.
Rips through his vest into his lower back. The second bullet enters his socket.
Damn, that's hit him in the lower back.
It was a very, very intense burning sensation. Almost like I was on fire.
Maybe outside. What they say. So you like to go on your company. Oh shit. Word. That's a good word. Oh, and we on live. Oh, that's crazy. And we on live. Y'all see the Burberry shirt with the Ferragamo belt? Hope y'all got some money out there. Look like I got some over here. Look like I got some in here. So hope y'all got some out there. They say they outside. I ain't gonna front. I gotta pay my phone bill. Pay that shit tomorrow. Bright and early, y'all. Bright and early. We're gonna pay my phone bill. So if my daughter you're watching, no, that London ain't gonna be watching this shit. It's sitting outside. They see the expensive belt. Until we see the Ferragamo. Be out early, y'all. Shout out to my boy Day2. See you in the morning, gangster. Oh, you can pull up right now. It's up to you. I don't care. It's steady outside. Yes, people. What could I say, man? Try to learn from your mistakes. I'm just getting entrepreneurship, real estate, and stocks and bonds. So I teach my own child. Yes, sir. Let's say it outside. You know, walking to McDonald's to get a coffee. But no, I'm good. Let's show people's got somebody faithful. Gang, 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 gang. That's side for good, man. They say they outside. That's what they say. I gave up. I'm not even outside no more, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Nigga inside now. Nigga inside. But it's good though, man. We're evolving, man. I got older, man. Got older. Need big money. Big money. Still playing tag on it. So, yeah. About fixing my body. Taking out consciousness. From who? For what? It's my sentiment. But I do win $1 million. So I'm about to get that. And this ghost, I need this ghost. About to get this ghost. Need that. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So, what's going on right now? Why not? And do everything else. What they say. Don't be make it too late. Consciousness might be dead in the face. And you ain't content with your surroundings. Shit becomes real fucked up. I knew you wasn't cooked, sis.
Oh, Naomi is mysterious. No. I'm seriously fine. No, the remote.
I'm paying you all the bullshit,
No,
right? That is fucked up. Yo, I can't believe all that intelligence shit I talk. Yo, I'm trying to hand the sister all the bad shit. All the bad shit.
No.
Yo, and it's like, it's like 12 o'clock on a Wednesday.
No.
Yo,
Decline, nope.
On a Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Word to mother. That's crazy. My bad, sis. My bad. Yo, and she won the fucking remote. That shit is crazy. What? And I'm about to pop shit like, yeah, I knew the shit wasn't over. I'm about to pop mad shit. I knew you wasn't there, Dad. Crazy. She came out here for the remote. I'm a bad fucking influence. That shit is crazy. Old as I am, all that knowledge shit I preach. She's crazy. Steady outside though. Listen to the message, not the messenger. But I'm gonna lead by example though. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going for this $1 million, which I'm gonna get. Same thing with the ghost, which I'm gonna get. I'm gonna be dead, so I ain't worried. So I know I'm gonna get it. And I'm a person that like to be punctual with shit. Like I'm a real go-getter. Like I don't know how to say it. Like I like to like get shit done. Yeah, so when you open a nigga like my mind that like to get shit done. Oh yeah, it's quiet. Yeah, it's quiet. So it's only like a password of knowledge. But I'm still learning though. I'm continuing to learn. Yep. That's my key. Yeah. Learning is my religion and knowledge is my God. Oh, hail mighty knowledge. Yes, sir. Go check it in. Come back tomorrow. Start off fresh. Yeah, they say we outside. They said we outside. You gotta go home. We good. That's a better light. Oh, yeah, bro, I got you. They said it outside. Yeah, we done. They said it outside. Just wait to this small park. Or something outside. But it's very.
That's been covered up from the Louisiana Purchase or
That's
that's been covered up from the Louisiana Purchase all the way on down to Napoleon getting his only ass whooping, right?
Oh yeah,
All
I see the Bell Baby shit.
Covered from Haiti.
This
So
shit
there's a
old,
lot
this
that you understand, even when you look at
shit nice though.
how post-wars are handled. Usually the winner of the battle has to pay reparations, right? When France finally got the best of Haiti, they told Haiti they had to pay. So even the politics surrounding Haiti is unique and it's up to date in terms of how you see the embargoes and the economic pressure that Haiti still has to deal with. So when you look at Savior, you have to understand his spirit was different. His spirit was totally different. So the way that he viewed things, this is why the original company was Boom. This is why you had him coming in the name of Boom, because this was the spirit of Harold Kahudi coming through Mars to wage war, this biochemical war that we're in right now. This is what this was all about. You have to understand that you are faced with there are millions of people right now. We talk about gangbanging and black on black violence way more than we talk about diabetes and heart disease and heart failure and kidney failure and all of these things. And the numbers pale in comparison. You may have a few thousand people die from gunshots, but you have millions die from poor nutrition. Don Singleton just died from high blood pressure. There's no way in hell a millionaire with that level of access, and I'm not saying millionaire in terms of the money should do anything, but the money does give you access. That's right. With that level of access, should be going at age 50 or 51 from metabolic illness. That just shows, Dr. Sebi was way ahead of his time. This diet is not ours, it's not friendly. Give it back. And let's do this. Also, when you're looking at the corresponding nature for the Yoruba Ogun and being the opener of the universe, you understand that in order to create this universe, in order for something to come into existence, you need plasma. And in order for plasma to be precipitated, you need electricity, which is always accompanied by what? Magnetism. And so when say again, his brother Shamba, in fact. So when we look at the heart, because we understand in kinetic science, the word heart means id, and it means intellect or mind. Because we say the universe is mind or all is mental. So see how this thing all works together. All right? And so we're talking about the principle of electromagnetism and conception. Okay? Thoughts can be conceived and so can
I ain't catch them.
But in either event, something will be made manifest or thereafter, I should say. So when we look at the heart,
we're gonna smoke, go again, and go back to sleep.
We know that the heart is connected to the brain, and by way of a thick set of nerves called the vagus nervous system.
Damn.
We understand that because the heart is connected to the brain, we understand that it is more magnetic and more.
Listen to him, listen to him, listen to him. Any given, he's just corresponding to the history of, of his brother who he's talking to, Inca, whatever his name is. Brother, whatever his name is. Here we go.
To come into existence, you need plasma. And in order for plasma to be precipitated, you need electricity, which is always accompanied by what? Magnetism. And so when say again, his brother Shamba, in fact. So when we look at the heart, because we understand in kinetic science, the word heart means id, and it means intellect or mind. Because we say the universe is mind or all is mental. So see how this thing all works together. All right? And so we're talking about the principle of electromagnetism and conception. Okay? Thoughts can be conceived and so can people. But in either event, something will be made manifest in the interim or thereafter, I should say. So when we look at the heart meaning mind, we know that the heart is connected to the brain. And by way of a thick set of nerves called the vagus nervous system. We understand that because the heart is connected to the brain, we understand that it is more magnetic and more electric than the brain. The heart is more magnetic and more electric than the brain. Subsequently, we should also consider the fact that the pericardium is shaped like the headdress of the ship. But that's a whole nother conversation. The bag around the heart is shaped like the headdress of the ship. We can do some serious work with that and talk about the heart collapsing on itself and create recursive waves that both add and multiply to cause a retrogradation of the DNA, promoting its elasticity so that we can conduct the alphabetical symmetry of light. Phase conjugation is ultimately what's called. We can do all of that, but we ain't gonna do that on this particular platform. I'm just saying that to stop close now. But I just want to initiate conversation for the next stream. But what we're going to do is say that whenever metal goes through some form of circumambulation, it creates an electromagnetic field, right? So just like you see there's iron, the core of the earth, and the earth is spinning, it precipitates the magnetosphere of the planet Earth, such is the case with the heart.
that's affected based on our thinking and our response to adversity of all forms in the real world. It causes our heart to collapse on itself in different ways, the way we think. Mind you, the heart is connected to the brain by way of the vagus nervous system. We can go even deeper with the woman and say it's the holy valve that's connected from the womb to the heart. And therefore, when she's afflicted 3 times. Okay, not 2, like we are. Because her womb through the holy valve is connected. It's a canal that literally connects her womb to her heart. And then the heart is connected to the brain by way of the vagus nervous system. So she's impacted mentally. She's impacted 2 more times. If she's impacted through the womb, she's impacted by the heart into the head. She's always hit 3 times in a row. Okay, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. You're gonna figure out what that means. And then she makes or constitutes the quantity, the female. That's totally disregarded out the equation. And I can show you what the Father, Son, Holy Spirit really is supposed to mean in another conversation. Okay, because I understand all 3 of those together. But when we're just looking at the heart in general, it's beating blood in one instance, and this is why you got to go into the Bible now with this particular thing. With post-Semitic languages, particularly, it's called Phoenician, not ancient Hebrew. There's no such thing. Hebrew didn't exist. Okay, the terminology is ancient Phoenician. They do that on purpose, but then you have to study who the Phoenicians worship, and then it doesn't look like the traditional Judaism or the Hebrew Israelite doctrine, and then there'll be a conflict of interest, we'll be in a conundrum. So I'm just putting that out there for the record. It's Phoenician, but for now we'll call it Hebrew. Ancient Hebrew, but the better term is Phoenician. And so when we look at Phoenician, ancient Hebrew, we'll find in the Bible there's 2 mentions of the heart. There's one that's ib and one that's lab, L-A-B, but the B is pronounced as a B. One is when you talk about your heart's desires, or in my heart's mind, or my heart's contemplations. Whenever the heart sounds like it has lips, okay? It's the use. Facts. So you have the heart that pumps blood, and then the heart that's conscious. You see an actual distinction in how it's used in the scriptures. And then in Kemet, you see the word id, which is where that word derives when it gets into Phoenician, which means mind, intellect. So we see a heart weighed against the scale. Watch this now. We're talking about the afterlife, right? And we just established that in order for you to manifest on this side of the world, or this side of the realm, I should say, you need plasma. And plasma is precipitated by electromagnetism, because where there's electricity is magnetism. Well, look at the heart and the scale. The heart is magnetic, 10,000 times more magnetic than the brain. The heart is magnetic, and then you see the feather, which represents static, electricity. So you actually have electromagnetism at the transition from this existence into the other. You see magnetism on one side of the scale, electricity on the other. Dope. But we always communicated in an archetypal, heptypal type of fashion. Okay, and then typical in general. Okay, so we always communicated in 3 different forms or 3 different registers. Okay, whether it be celestial, whether it be terrestrial, or based on nature in general. Okay, which is encompassing of the intangible or the involuntary actions of earth and the things that exist within. So we go to the heart and we realize that the body, the blood having iron in it, is circulating through the heartbeat. And so if iron is being circulated, as an example, when we see this metal being circulated, that creates what? An electromagnetic field outside of your body. All right? And this again takes you back to the significance of Ogun in correspondence with Ptah being the grand architect of the universe, or the opener of the ways, because depending on how you respond to this existence called time self-perception, the way you think affects the way your heart beats. The way your heart beats or collapse upon itself by way of the pericardium, if you learn to manipulate the contractions of the heart, then what'll happen is you'll open up a way for you. And this is how you also magnetize yourself to person, places, and things. Because if you think about something long enough, you create the magnetism through the collapsing of the heart and through the circumambulation of the iron, because it's a fact. Anytime iron circulates, it creates magnetism, and magnetism is always accompanied by electricity. So if you think about something long enough, your heart will beat to that existence and in turn make it manifest electricity or magnetize, pull, bring things to you out of the people, the places, and things. They make you walk outside and say, I normally turn right, but for whatever reason I turned left. damn, had I not turned left, I would never bumped into this person that actually changed my life. Or I met somebody who introduced me to someone, and now that person is no longer in the equation, but the person they introduced me to remains here. And we say, yo, how did this even happen in the first place? Because the way you think magnetizes you to person, places, and things. If you're a very doubtful person, you will make your doubts manifest. And you will fail all the time. It's based on your heartbeat. And the way your heart beats, it causes the heart to collapse on itself, which causes the iron to circulate at a different speed, which causes the electromagnetic field of you to be compelled or repelled, or to impel others towards you. That's what's going on. So this science is constituted mainly by way of the herbs you take in. Because now when you start restoring the balance, you become a master of your own destiny. This is the information generally we would like to build upon. This is the stuff that we build about in our private conversations. Like, yo, when we just build it, this is what we really be doing. When we get on live, we gotta clean up all the madness that these people be on. We gotta bang intellectually, or show people how to make some bread, or you doing surface meaning, holistic healing. But there's a real reason why we're supposed to be taking these herbs in the first place. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you how real it is, man. I'm gonna show you guys that. Man, hold on. I don't really want to be doing all these things, but let me just give y'all a little idea of some of the stuff I got going on here. This is the special healing time. Let me see. Yeah, you see. Yeah, you can, because I don't want to do all this stuff. Okay, this is some of my new life products. Now, the reason why I'm rocking the new life as well, because it was raised under the teachings of Dr. Sabian, like myself, learned how to actually make the formulas. Like I got Kalawala. Okay, you know what Kalawala is used for? Kalawala is a tropical plant. Okay, we're gonna go into that information. I'm gonna go. Kalawala was used to cure the AIDS. I'm giving it straight to you. You feel what I'm saying? Kalawala was used to cure AIDS. That plays an integral role. Kankasa and Kalawala. All right, we're gonna talk about these things. Maybe I need to do that on another stream. I'm gonna do it on another stream. This lady, I want people to listen to the last part of this. Hold on. Look at this. Male thunderstrike. Oh, see it here. I'm gonna try to angle it in a way. Male thunderstrike. So you don't think I'm putting up the same damn bottles. You know, this is what I got going on in my world. You feel me? Here's the female lioness tonic. This will just beat the crap out of 5 words. Facts. Okay, these are some new life products, right? These are tonics that we were taught how to make Cat Island restoration tonic. This is my new life product. They out there in the Bahamas. You know, salute to my family out there. They got their own land. They doing their thing. They shipping these products out. They doing their thing. You know, but these are people like myself that was taught how to do this by Sadie. And we remain humble. Dragon's blood. This will knock out any infection. You can take it with water, boom, take it down, or you can actually place it where the fungus may be or the infection, and literally just put the drop on it. Dragon's blood. This is 100% dragon's blood. So this is pure, no cut. You feel what I'm saying? That's a whole nother conversation, you know? I'm telling you, I'm on some, yo, it gets deep. Y'all have no idea, but I don't talk about this. You know why? Because when I build, then it's like, oh, you just trying to sell something. So guess what? I feel that because I don't want to be part of all that. I already got from the stuff that I teach, y'all can sleep. But there's people that know, who knows, and they like, yo, we keeping an eye on you. So I take it easy with all that smart man stuff. Like presentations like this, I'm not saying
like this just happened just because of the slander. And this is why I employ people to say, listen, get the knowledge. This is why it took me 10 years to put the book together, Eat Right, Be a Haplotype, so that you could learn this biochemistry for yourself. So you can learn this science. Livingbiochemistry.com. You go there and you get the textbook, right? It's 400 some pages with all the protocols. Just like how I went through the HIV joint and the
let me say this real quick. For the brother that's like, yo, just get you the moringa. It's 90 times more iron than spinach.
Oh man, get him out of here.
Well, let me say this to you about the spinach. Bragging about how much more iron something is than spinach is not even necessary because, first of all, spinach is high in starch. And even though that is green, I know you would contemplate starch. So you find something else to say. Bring up some kale and compare and contrast with kale.
Here's the conundrum that people don't understand.
Especially with moringa. Go ahead. I already know.
No. Because most of the moringa is hybrid. So we have had non-GMO moringa. You can get some non-hybrid. But here's the thing with these comparisons, right? The spinach may have high levels of iron in it, but what is in the plant is different than what you're going to get out of the plant when you consume it, because it's not going to be bioavailable to your body because there's no food gene consistency because of the hybridization. You're not even talking about collard, you're talking about American spinach. So knock it off. There's no food gene consistency, and there's no bioavailability of that iron. It's the same thing like all these people talking about calcium in milk. If the calcium in milk was so goddamn amazing, our country would not be facing epidemic levels of osteoporosis. That's so this is why I'm like, okay, well, look, we give you guys the biochemistry so you guys can begin to understand this at a whole nother vantage point. Because you're at a disadvantage when you read things like that and you get excited and say, oh yeah, well this has more than this, and this has more than that. It's just like when you look at chlorella. I call chlorella ocean steak because chlorella is a plant-based form of B12 and protein and has more B12 and protein per pound than steak does. But when people look at chlorella, they say, oh, chlorella is so expensive. And now on the market, you got these $10 chlorellas, $12 chlorellas. You have to look at the technology that's employed to crack the walls of the chlorella to make it bioavailable. Because you may get through some chlorella for $5 or $10 somewhere, and your body not be able to get the nutrition out of it. And then after a few months of using it, you'll be mad at the person that told you to go get it because you don't see the results that you expected, because you and bought a cheap ass product.
That's right.
So you
remember when people say they eating good, they say they eating steak. Right? And no one complains about the price of steak that's eaten. And you didn't complain about the price of steak when you ate. But the great is like, yo, bro, that's expensive. You don't know what expensive is when it comes to greens. Think about that. And when people say, but good food tastes bad and bad food tastes good, that's an oxymoron. If it is bad, then that's how bad it tastes. And if it is good, that's how good it tastes. And you need to get with the right program, because you've been programmed to say weird things like that. Good food tastes bad food tastes good. No. If it's bad, that's how bad it tastes. If it's good, that's how good tastes.
Yeah, that's evidence that your taste buds and your metabolism have been adulterated, because your taste buds change every month to every 3 months based on what it is that you're consuming, along with the bacteria that your body gets to accompany the breakdown of those foods. So when you're
acclimated to a new curriculum as you provide it. If you provide a new curriculum, you'll be acclimated to it.
That's correct.
You'll be responsive to it.
That's right. So when you're eating all the sugars and starches and meats, your body is developing taste receptors that sit inside the taste buds for sugar, starches, and meats. So the moment you start to eat some natural plants with some minerals and high mineral density, is usually more bitter, then you don't have bitter taste buds. So it's going to take you a good month to 3 month period for you to change those receptors. And the receptors are not just on your tongue, they line your entire digestive tract. So it's going to take you a month to 3 months to change those receptors to become acclimated to the bitter types of foods that are very nutrient dense. And this is why you got to get information first, so you understand the value of subjecting yourself to the new type of diet, the herbs that concentrate these minerals and getting them in the body in the right way. And it's all about the light body, the ba and the ka. This is why when JB said get the iron in, he made specific reference to the iron phosphate, because the iron phosphate is coupled with phosphorus that is metabolized for the light body. So when our ancestors left us information, our people have now relegated a lot of that information to myth and legend, and some more ignorant of us have called it pseudo, just because they haven't spent enough time in diligent study to be able to decode and unravel the mystery surrounding what our ancestors left us, to figure out exactly the fact and the scientific application of these things in our world today.
Yo, we going ahead. But listen, we got to do another session and really talk about some of the things we love to talk about. It's only going to be that session, and I'm going back to my nigga shit, because you know, we got to find the right balance for how to do this properly, because these people, the second we get on this wave, they're going to move from Sabi and be back on us. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they focusing on Sabi. But okay, this stream is going to make people redirect their focus.
No, they're going to have to put a branded campaign on me and you. It's going to be personal attack city after this, because we provided all of the sound science and the historical documentation to debunk and repel any of those Sabi videos. So now the people that watch this video are going to go back to those platforms and litter their chat rooms and litter their comment sections with the facts to repudiate any of those felonious claims that was made by those other platforms. And now, in order to try to save some face, to try to get some footing, they're going to have to try to take credibility away from us personally, in hopes that grants them some respite from looking so motherfucking stupid out here in these streets when it comes to this science.
About that talk. So, you know, don't forget, we got the course coming up. It's inclusive of the health course. And when you get that cryptocurrency course and learn how to give revolving lines of credit, it's the cryptocurrency credit and insurance course. You'll learn how to make money off of insurance by setting up an irrevocable life insurance trust that will be assigned to an insurance policy of your choice to get access the cash value of that insurance policy. That is to say, you get an insurance policy that's non-conventional, one that you will borrow against. You'll leverage that by assigning the life insurance irrevocable trust to it, to compound interest. By adding that equitable trust, you'll be able to take advantage of the death benefit more so. You'll also be able to access the bottom line credit, and you'll also learn, okay, how to set up. We showed you how to set up the wallet 2 days ago to get you prepared for the crypto course. A lot of you like that step-by-step breakdown. We have another one coming up this Thursday. We'll be showing you more methods, because we want to have you guys with enough understanding so by the time we do the course, you can be accelerated and we can do the job we said we'd be able to, which is how you make your money in real time. All you need after you pay for the course is $20 to start making money. The 20 doesn't even go to us. We're going to show you how to take that 20 and make it flourish by creating your own. I think this Thursday we're going to show you how to create a crypto kit and how to make money off of this virtual animal. And then after that, we'll show you how to make money off of crypto real estate or land. You know, people already selling land for 30 grand, 100 grand. I know this is all a whole nother conversation, but if you saw the previous course, we talked to you about decentralized applications, and we had you set up the wallet for one. All right, and I got a lot of great reviews for it, so I'm glad you appreciate it. We've been flirting with 1,450 to 1,550 people at this hour. It's 12, going on 3 minutes to 12 here, going on 3 a.m. on the East Coast, and it's 8 hours difference in UK. Needless to say, job well done. Needless to say, because I can see clearly, unless we all have nothing else better to do, this was the best thing we can do, considering the fact we have other things to do. So this was definitely love. I'm glad this came out the way it came out because I wanted us to get into the knowledge. You must inform people that this is a beginning to end type of show. I don't think I have any dull moments in the show.
Hey, I promised people before the show started that I was getting ready to snap my finger and Thanos all the motherfuckers that was violating the Savior. And
this was
to take it to another level. To take it to another level, get the book that chronicles each and every one of the biochemical areas that you have to address to protect yourself and your loved ones. This is how you really protect yourself, not only against this biological warfare, but also against the imposters that will pretend to know science and critique those things of which they know not. So the book is called Eat Right for Your Haplotype. Basically, it's based on food gene consistency. It's based on not feeding the gorilla the diet of the polar bear and not mixing and confusing yourself with the culture of the polar bear when you're a gorilla. And you can get that book at livingbiochemistry.com. So that way we are making sure that even when these streams go down, even if we get censored offline, you have this information in your house. You have this information in your library when your family needs it. You're not going to be able to catch up with Theo Polite somewhere. We're going to be doing what we do. You got to be able to reach into your library and get this information.
Hey, we're going to have to give the people a free for all. I just realized I didn't throw the link in the chat. I know we lit. I mean, to have 1,400 people still here going in relatively late everywhere you are, or extremely early. And the fact that the numbers still kind of oscillate, but they're not going lower than 1,400, and it peaks at over 15 periodically. It's just a testament to how valuable people perceive this information to be. Peace to the OG base people. Peace to OG 60. Appreciate you, OG. We love you. We definitely want to have you on the next segment. We got to do this again. My brother Inky is raving reviews right now. And thanks to the brother that said I'm truly a G. Appreciate that. I'll teach on the insurance another day coming soon. It's going to be Thursday, actually. Thursday, I'll be breaking it down. It's brotherpolite45@gmail.com. Actually, brother POLIGHT45@gmail.com. You always leave your full name and your phone number. Remember, that cost is $200. If you want the discounted rate, you have to pay the $120. Leave your full name and email if you're ready to pay the discounted rate of $120. Because when it goes up on the Brother Polite app, it's $200. We're doing our best to avoid that, so everybody can get in there for the best price. But you know, at the end of the day, it pays the bills and it keeps me committed and dedicated because you know I got I-8s and Rolls Royces up here. You know, I gotta if I'm gonna stop doing what I do with these celebs, I gotta make sure it makes sense over here. You feel me? So, even though my joint's paid for and all, just a little jokey joke, but the reality is, that's a mild investment for what you learn how to do perpetually. When I'm done teaching you in the course, no one ever took a course from me that didn't benefit greatly. And perhaps my brother Inky and I, we need to do a health course together. And I mean, it'd be amazing, you know, because I'm just reading things in the comment section right now. Ryan Inky is very potent team for sure. I'm just reading the chat. I'm glad y'all appreciate it. I love y'all a lot. I feel very good. I was a bit upset at what was going on, but one thing about us, we're intellectuals. So when we vent our frustrations, there's going to be a lot of not 4-letter words, but 4-syllable words, 5-syllable words. You know, when we get upset, we don't say 4 letters, we say 4 syllables. And that's interesting about us, you know, to the point people be like, hey, knock it off. You know,
using too many big words against me.
So, you know, I love it, man. I'm really proud of you, my brother. I don't say that to son you. I say it just one black man to another. I'm extremely proud of you that we can have this type of conversation. You hold your own, and you do a great job articulating what you know. And having been around you from when I first met you in the phone posits, in those meetings at the Black National Theater in Harlem, to just see that you still here and you just know way more than you knew then. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And you was impressive then. And just when we thought you couldn't get any more impressive, when I just sit here and I listen to you talk, I say, man, this brother's come a long way. And I'm just proud of you, my brother. That's all I can say. So y'all make sure y'all support my brother. And we'll figure out what to do together. He be doing his thing, I be doing my thing. We be relatively doing the same thing in our own way. You know, it's the fork in the road that went straight, you know, but we're going to figure it out. I'm just glad that y'all appreciate all this information. And we're going to do something on some health or something. We're going to put something together to give you a great lesson on health. And then we'll work some kind of course together, something as long as my brother's with it. And we'll do something special together. Because it was a dope vibe. It was very positive and very informative. This is a classic show. I'm going to title it classic. You know, exposing Dr. Sadie. It's gonna be classic. You know, maybe I'll wait 6 months before I label it classic. But this is definitely I say from beginning to end. And I see other people saying from beginning to end. He said, damn, $200 though? Damn, you're gonna make 5 or 6 figures from what I'm teaching you for $200? Yes. Student loan is making you owe 5 figures.
No. He might be looking at the price for the textbook. He writing for your haplotype. That's the price of the textbook.
Hey,
but you get college textbooks.
Go down. Go down.
Don't really understand.
And they change
the level I go to. Let me show people the level I go to. So when they see the painstaking work, they don't understand that this really years in the making. So when people talk that talk, this is what goes into that. It's not just like here, say this is where I can take you through the clinical documentation. This is high yield problem solving from the MCAT. This is the MCAT biochemistry. This is the MCAT physics and mathematics. This is the MCAT behavioral sciences. This is the MCAT organic chemistry. This is the MCAT biology. This is the MCAT general chemistry. Like this is not just something fly by night that we're playing with here. So this is somebody that hears something, the conundrum, and then goes in and puts that work in to be able to say, wait a minute, what is the link between all these goddamn diseases seem to be attacking black folks? And why the hell is this guy saying that he can cure every goddamn thing, showing us that it's some type of plants that's what's in those plants, what's in us, and what's not in everybody else. See, these niggas that's ignorant will make a video before they understand what they say. Me, I'm gonna lock myself in a goddamn room with a pile of books until I figure out the answer to bring to the people.
Talk that.
And I'm a kid because I got 10 children, so I gotta figure out the answer for my household. And then when I see that there's a link between my heritage as a Haitian and Dr. Sadie's heritage, and that he came in the name of your ancestors and that the people fear their own goddamn ancestral lineage. So he had to change the name to something more simple because the religious folks couldn't deal with it. I said, okay, well, we got to address this shit because it's deeper than food now. Now it's deeper than food. Now we got to show you it's way deeper than food. This is a spiritual thing. This was a spiritual warrior that came here to awaken the sleeping giants that we know of as the black man in America, the black woman in America, the black children that are being targeted with these poisons. So I need to turn this into a whole nother goddamn.
I ain't mad at it. Yo, I'm gonna
start a whole nother program. But no, we got to
for a post safety analysis. You know, we don't stop. You know, you realize that we got to now build on the phone after this. You know, and if you don't see us working together, we still grinding together. We just still working. We doing our own thing. It's, you know, we got older. We got more children on the way. It's crazy out here. But we be working, we be grinding. There's a lot of peace and love. And another thing that we ain't in support of each other. We just be doing our thing. And when the time comes, we form like Voltron.
Anybody that's really doing any work that's positive in the community, technically, even if they somewhere separate, they still working together because what you're doing is improving the quality of the community.
That's right.
So every so often. You got to come together and really put these folks in their place that's imposters, and not when I not say imposters as in fake identity, but pretending to be community activists. And one thing that social media does is give us the ability to look at your platform. We can just go right down your platform and see you don't have any courses you teach. You don't have any books you teaching. Your whole platform is based on attacking other Black folks. And you may say, oh, well, there's problems in the Black community. Bro, there's problems all over. So you exactly. So your whole job is to destabilize the community. And that's why I come in and say, hey, where are these niggas getting their paycheck from to pay their bills while they're online 24 hours a day, not selling anything and destabilizing the community? You niggas must be police. You got to get it from somewhere. Somebody has to pay you to destabilize the community.
That's a fact. And so, without further ado, I can't thank you guys enough. Make sure you share the video, do your part tonight and even tomorrow. Start making a habit. When these videos go up, share them 10 times. I know that sounds excessive, but if each of us were to share the video 10 times around to somebody that we feel needs the information, someone that already appreciates it and just wants to advance further, you be doing your part. It's not always about spending money. If you just share the video, it does happen. So make sure y'all make the effort. Start being evangelists. Like the same way Mormons will come in the all Black community, pale skin, teach us that we are cursed people. And have their name tag so you know who's saying that person you want. They do it with pride. You feel what I'm saying? So share the videos with pride. I'm saying 10. If you want to go past that, do that, but don't do lesser. Do 10. Share it with 10 people on your Facebook. Share it with 10 people by phone. Get 10 people on your phone and say, yo, check this out. I know you don't be watching nothing like this. Check the damn thing out. See what's going on. This person cares age, sanitary, and just did a breakdown. Before you get the negative news, get this so you can be fully equipped to understand the mechanics behind this. But anyway, thank you all. Love you all. Be blessed. I'm going to give you a follow-up call. Thank you again. And you guys have a great night, man. Have a great night. Thank you for blessing us with your energy and your time, your love, and your patience. Thank you for hearing us out to read all these things. Thank you for having us intellectually think our frustrations. I believe we all gain from this exchange. So with that, we say Luvu, which in our recombinant language, in Duasusu means the language. Of course, we teach Kuina Kunu in our language, which means spiritual economics. And we give you our goodbye. The Luvu means perpetual success. We wish you perpetual success. We want you to succeed straight into the next time we see you again. Ilugu. And again, Hotep, which in the very nature means what? The Medu Nature means offer. It's depicted as a table with bread on it. And that's a sign of nutrition, because if you had nothing back in the times, if you had a piece of bread, you stay alive. So whenever someone came to your home or came around you, at the very least, they give you bread because they always wanted to add value to you, not take away from you. This information that we gave you tonight was our opportunity to add value to you. So the second we engage you, our intention was to give you something. So we gave you our Hotep. And offering you something first and foremost before engaging immediately, that precipitated peace, which is why Hotep is considered to be peace, but it means offering. But it's the peace brought about from the offering, because the person has considered they want to add value to you for the time they engage you. And so that's what we leave you with, Hotep and Ilugu.
The law is in the trash.
Hold on, no, the law's not in the trash. We ain't gonna do that. Go ahead, I'm listening to you, sis.
It says in the scripture that if you're walking by the Holy Spirit, you're not condemned to the law, you're not walking in the law anymore. So therefore, all of that is out the way.
Listen, sister. Jesus, I gotta pull out this blue letter. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna pull out this blue letter for a reason. Okay? Because we're gonna get to the bottom of this. You said the law is trash, what you said?
It's in the trash. I mean, we're not
the law is in the trash? That's why you're so lawless?
I mean, as far as the Bible law, I
You make the law sound like it's icky. You make the law just sound icky, like it's dirty or something. We're not walking in that. Like, it's like I'm at the bottom.
It's a lot of wild stuff, so we're not walking.
So God was wilding when he came out with the laws?
No, the reason for the law is to say that you can't do this without God. All of the laws, you couldn't keep them if you tried. Even back then, no matter what you did, how hard you tried, you wouldn't be able to keep every single one of the laws. So that's when Christ came here, and then he got crucified. He redeemed us from the law, from the curses of the law. Specifically, we don't have to walk in that. He did that so you can know that you can't do this by yourself. You need someone else. In order for you to be righteous, in order for you to be saved, you have someone that redeems you from all that. Because if you try to do it on your own, you will fail every time. Every time. Because there's crazy stuff in the Bible. If you're a woman and you're having a period or something, you have to get sent out of your house. What can we live by that nowadays?
What does that have to do with anything? Did God make a mistake? Yeah, so did God make a mistake?
He didn't make a mistake. He redeemed us from the law.
He redeemed us from the law.
Yes.
But you're referring to this law as kind of crazy, like not sensible, right?
That was the law at that time.
So why was God being so insensible?
That was the law at the time. That's how it was back then. We can't really comprehend that because we're not living in that age.
So why don't we make an effort to comprehend that?
I mean, you can, but there's like 600 and something laws in the Bible.
613. 613 commandments, yeah.
Right.
But
that's impossible to keep. That's why you need faith in Jesus in order to be righteous, in order to be saved.
Oh man, that sounds easy. So instead of following the 613 laws that the Creator gave us, let's just make mistakes and he died for our sins. That's how we doing it.
No. You still have to keep his commandments. The 10 commandments. But the 613 laws, it's impossible for you to keep it.
But those are actually the commandments. For whatever reason, people only mention the first 10. There's 613 commandments, and then even Jesus gave us one extra one in the New Testament, and he said, to you, I give you another commandment that y'all love each other like I have loved you, or you love yourselves like I have loved you, which is the 614th commandment, or extra commandment. I'm with it, I'm working with you. So 614, if we count the New Testament, 613 commandments, if we count the Old Testament, only 10 that they tell society.
Yeah, because those are
the main ones? Like, who's deciding what's the 10 main ones out of 613?
Because the other ones are so abstract. It's really abstract. It's just things that, I don't know. It's things that's impossible to do.
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you for saying it. It's impossible to do because we're following man's law and man's rules. Some of them. Others of them are impossible to do. We just got blessed with Christianity where we can just override it and say the laws is trash. We done with that.
All right.
I'll let with you. So we go to Matthew 17, and we see here, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. Matthew 5:17. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Jesus says, think not that I am come to destroy the law, right? Which makes sense, because right here is the Greek lexicon number 3551, should be nomos. Let's see.
Strong's G 3551. Nomos.
Okay, I was thinking about the water beings, the nomos, who had something to do with creation and the doggone mysteries who gave laws to man too. It's very interesting because Jesus is depicted as having the two fish there. It gets deep, but I ain't gonna do that. That's another day for some other people. Think not that I am come to destroy the law, nomos, or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Now, what is the word for law in the Old Testament? This is Greek. So if this was in Hebrew, what would the word be? The word would be Torah or Tanakh. So he said, think not I come to destroy the Torah, but to fulfill it. Now, this is what I'm saying about this religious stuff, because I don't want to be defending the Bible. I don't want to sound like no damn Hebrew Israelite out